All right, hello everyone. Peace of Christ to all. Sorry for being late. Supposedly I will start at 8 exactly, but I was trying to figure out how YouTube work because I saw an option to create the event through YouTube, but it doesn't show really how exactly. Anyway, today's topic. First, I want to welcome everybody, and I hope soon we will have more and more people here. And please feel free to ask your questions if you have any. It would be my pleasure to answer you. And actually, this is the whole purpose of what we do here, is just to answer questions and refute in the same time, the Muslims' argument and the Muslims' claims. Now, what we will do today actually is very simple. We are going to see some of the Muslims' argument and answers, and we will put them, let us say, on the table so we can examine how truthful those answers, how truthful the Muslims when they answer, and can we really trust any Muslim saying anything? Feel free if you have any, if you heard anything from a Muslim, if you heard any claim, anything, just share it with us, and I will be happy to give my answer. Now, for sure, everybody in every religion, every belief, everyone he thinks that he is the one is right and the rest are wrong, right? So this is a normal thing, and it's not really a surprise to see the Muslims defending their faith, and this is their right to do so. And for sure, nothing wrong with someone, he is a Buddha or Hindu or Christian, to defend his faith. This is very, very normal. But the unique about Muslims, that they are not truthful. You see, when you ask a Christian about Jesus, he answers you based on the truth he learned, which means he would not lie to you, saying things does not exist, just in order to make an answer. But Muslims, they have no problem whatsoever to fabricate answers, even they know that those answers are nothing but a fabrication. And this is why I see Islam as a different different belief of others. Islam is not the same as any, for a very simple reason. This religion is based on lying with no question. All right. When a Muslim, he come to us with certain answers and says to me, this is the answer. Especially if you have like a long beard, or someone he claimed to be a doctor, like Zakir Naik or etc. You assume that this person is really a person who is going to give you an accurate answer according to his belief, right? You will not assume that this guy is going to fabricate an answer, because that doesn't make sense. You are religious and you believe in your God, and supposedly this religion, as all religions supposedly, but most likely all of them, they claim that they are teaching how to be decent, how to be honest, etc. Then you say to me that this person is going to lie to me in order to give me an answer. That doesn't make sense. In Islam, it is all about this, and we are going to prove it. Which means whatever we say here is going to be presented to you with a proof or reference. We will not really give you anything, and I would never myself, I would never talk about something I don't have a proof for it, right? So feel free, be part of the conversation. You can choose any, we have videos of Zakir Naik, etc., or those people. I prefer Zakir Naik because Zakir Naik is very famous for Muslims, and Muslims, they think really he is a big shot. So if you have any answer from or about anything from Zakir Naik, you can just give me in the question and answer. You can click at question and answer to be part of the conversation, and you can give me your question. And or let us say there's a video made by Zakir Naik, it's called etc. We can search it, and we can refute the allegation there. Always my experience with Muslims, that always they come to certain answers which is copy paste from each other. Like I don't see really a Muslim is is really giving an answer of anything. I never saw it, I never examine it, and this is the case always. But can we really find a true Muslim who give a true answer? Very rare, very rare. Regardless of the topic is about tourism. Terrorism. The topic is about science. The topic is about their profit. It doesn't matter really what the topic. Still, the Muslims will not give an answer. And this is really what I notice through time and through many years of debating Muslims. So let us see what today we are going to have in this. There is a video presented to me by someone. Thank you for those who are sending emails and asking questions. I appreciate you. And he said somebody ask a question about the Quran, and this question is coming from Answering Islam. I don't know if you mean Answering Islam as brother Sam Shamoun, I'm not sure, but I'm assuming this is from Sam Shamoun and Zakir Naik is answering. So we will listen to the question. I hope the sound will come clear to you, and we will go from there.
Question in Quran verse 22 ayat 47, it says, verily a day in the sight of the Lord is like 1,000 years of your reckoning. Also in Quran 32 ayat number 5, it says, to him on a day the space whereof will be 1,000 years of your reckoning. And in Quran 70 ayat number 4, it says, the angels and the spirit ascend unto him in a day, the measure whereof is 50,000 years. So which one, the measure of a day is 1,000 years or a 50,000 year in the sight of Allah?
Rahul is your name, correct?
Yeah.
I think the same person was yesterday about the 6 days and 8 days.
Yes.
MashaAllah, I love you, brother.
MashaAllah.
I love you too.
A Muslim saying to non-Muslim, I love you. This is against Islam, number one,
These, as I told you, on the internet, all these are common questions. You don't have to be a scholar to know all these things. Go on the internet, on the anti-Islamic site, and you'll get hundreds. I'm sure, Brother Rahul. Have you read the full Quran, Brother Rahul?
Not.
I know that.
I'm afraid that I'm going to get more questions.
Sorry?
I'm afraid that I'm going to get more questions, so I want to sort things out
The
first.
thing is, let's see, if you want to know the truth, first you have to read the direct source. If I want to know Christianity, and if I read the anti-Christian books, then I'll become biased. So my request to you, Brother Rahul, is first go to the good side. Read the Quran, then don't ask me 2 questions, ask me 200.
Yes.
Inshallah, I'll reply.
Inshallah.
Now I'll reply.
Okay.
But I being in the field of dawah, I realize that people go to the anti-Islamic sites first, and they see the negative point, they get convinced, and they are against Islam. If you want to know Islam, go to the good side. Don't go to sites like Answering Islam.
Yeah, don't go there.
Sir,
Go to Zakir Naik.
No, the point is, I can actually speak for half an hour in favor of Islam as well. So I'm totally unbiased.
I give the reply. This is all common for me. It's nothing new.
Yeah.
This has been asked to me several times before. I can give references to everything, mashallah.
MashaAllah. So now he is going to give him the reference, and he says to him, please next time don't go to those websites. If you learn something, learn from the source.
Allah says that one day in the sight of Allah is equal to 1,000 years, and one place in Surah Marriage, chapter 70 verses before, that one day in the sight of Allah is equal to 50,000 years. So isn't there contradiction? Like one place it says 1,000 years, other place it says that 50,000 years. In Arabic, the word used is yom. The word used is yom.
Yom.
Now, yom has got two meanings. One of the meanings is day. Day. Like a 24th day. The other meaning is a period.
Period.
Epoch. Can be any number of years or whatever it is. So one meaning of yom is day. The other meaning is a period.
The period.
So now if you read it correctly, that one verse says that for the years to go up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it will take 1,000 years of your reckoning. It's like one day, one period, which is equal to 1,000 years of your reckoning. The other verse says in Surah Ma'arij chapter 70 verse number 4 that for the angels to ascend onto Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it will take a period of one period which is equal to 50,000 years. For example, if I tell you that for me to travel from Dubai to Abu Dhabi takes 1 hour, and for me to travel from Dubai to say USA in a very slow plane will take me 50 hours. The period taken for me to travel from Dubai to Abu Dhabi is 1 hour. The period taken for me to travel from Dubai to New York is 50 hours. It is not a contradiction because both the things are different. So here again, when Allah says about the years to travel, it's a different time period, and for the angels go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's a different time period. It's not a contradiction. There are two different things, therefore the time periods are different. So if you translate day as 24 hours, then there's a contradiction.
So if it is a day, the day is 24 hours, that will be a contradiction. See? After listening to this, you can play this video 1,000 times and you will not really understand what he's trying to say, except that there's two different periods. What different period? The God of Islam says, and he is the one is using that, saying that there's one day of Allah time is equal to 1,000 years from your time. So he's comparing what? He's comparing the day. One day is equal to 1,000 years. What day? Our day. You see how they try to deceive? But because the person in front of us, he do not know much, he is not expert with this false religion, so he's trying to say to him, well, if it is one day, the day he's talking about is 24 hours, that will be a problem. All right, but once it says the day is equal to a period, and the day and the other one is a day, a normal day, or different period. Sorry, both of them, they are different period. It doesn't have to do with anything with the day. For sure, this is false, because the Quran says clearly that one day of your 1,000 years of your time is equal to one day of Allah time. However, both of them are period. You see how ignorant this guy is? Isn't the day is a period of time? Isn't it the day is nothing but a period of time? It is. So if we go right now to the Quran, and we will show it in the front of you. Let us turn Twitter off. I don't know if there is any questions in Twitter. Let us see if there is any question. We have Shane saying peace of Christ to you. And no questions yet. All right, so we will turn the Twitter a little bit off so we can see the screen better, and we can share the answer about this lie, this Abdul trying to avoid the problem in his Quran by lying. The verse in the front of us, it says, chapter 32 verse number 5. I'm going to click at the translation. You can try, choose any translation of your choice. However, all of them, they lie. All right. And this is the verse in the front of us, verse number 5. All right. He rules all affairs from heaven to the earth. In the end, will all affair go up to him one day, on a day. the space therefore will be as 1,000 years of your walking. You know, the space and those things is not really exist. However, all what he's saying here, that one day for Allah is equal to 1,000 year of your timing. Who is the one comparing the time here? Allah. So what Zakir Naik assuming that Allah is an idiot, and he said day, but he mean period. What do you mean period? Isn't the day a period? Isn't it 1,000 years of time is a period of time? You see how funny, but not, because the Muslims in front of him, nobody nobody will question him anyway. Like, who is going to question how valid his question, his answer? One day for Allah is equal to 1,000 years of your time. Very easy, very simple. Let us read different translation. Shakir. And you will see right away the translation change. You see, you change translator, the translation changed upside down. It's not like just a little bit. Translation can go really far from what the verse is saying. So if you look here, he regulate the affair from the heavens to the earth. Then shall it scan to him in the day the measure of which is 1,000 years of what you count. So he's talking about what? Supposedly those are the angels. The angels, they go up to Allah and it take them one day. One day, that day in Allah time is equal to 1,000 years of your time. So the question was, how in here it says 1,000 years, in the other verse it says 50,000 years? Isn't it a contradiction? Is it 1,000 years or 50,000 years? Because both of them is equal to what? 50,000 years equal to Allah day, and 1,000 years is equal to Allah day. So what happened? How come at that time it's going to be 50,000 years equal to one day of Allah, and one day of Allah is equal to 1,000 years? Which means, you see, the day of Allah is fixed, which means it's a day. But what this day is equal to, is it changing? One verse saying it is 50,000 years, and the other verse saying 1,000 years. So his answer is, if you travel, brother, if you travel from Dubai, brother, and if you travel from New York, brother, so, like, come on, what Dubai, what New York? Allah is talking about the earth and his location. Is Allah location changing, like Allah moved out? There is a huge difference between 50,000 years, as we see in chapter 70 verse number 4, and 1,000 years in chapter 32 verse number 5, as we see here. There is a huge difference. So what happened make the day of Allah once equal to 50,000 years and once equal to 1,000 years? So all what he came with is, you know what, it's different. It's different period. If this is brother, if this is about one day 24 hours, that will be a problem. Abdul, it's about a day 24 hours, because he's talking about our day. 50 years, you idiot, is 50 years of our time, which means your God Allah is measuring his day by our day, and those days make up years because there are too many. So when Allah he says one day for him is the measure of 50,000 years, simply what he is saying, that, you know what, I have 50,000 years equal to your day. So if you want to make it in days, all what we need to do is just to go to the calculator, and we say, you know what, we have 365 days x 50 years, and that will make it 18,250 days. So instead of Allah saying each day of mine is equal to 18,250 days, he convert the days right away to years, because the years is the easier to carry on, for a very simple reason. I just say a year. Why I want to say 18,250? Just I say 50 years. So 50 years is a number. The unit is years. The years in what? In our time. So when this Abdul says this is not about a day, this is about a period, he is just being an idiot, because the day is a period, and the 50,000 years is days too. What the 50,000 years present? Doesn't present time. 50,000 years, they present time and days. It is 18,250 days, as simple as that. But just because he want to avoid the disaster, so he come to a conclusion saying, oh, you know what, this is different period. This is different period. What different period? This is why I said from the beginning, you cannot trust a Muslim. You know, a Muslim answering anything always have to be based on deception. There is no way Muslim, any Muslim, he will give a correct answer based on, you know, like at least bring us some honesty. You want to answer, no problem. I understand you are a Muslim. Give honesty. Don't fabricate answers are not there. Let us see if, guys, any one of you have any question, please feel free. Now today this hangout is linked up to YouTube. I don't know in YouTube if you can post comment. I think you can post, right? I will try to look at it, see if you guys have any comment there. Anyway, let's please invite our friends and let us share. And let us see. If we can get some more answers. As long as we don't have any Muslim really to challenge us. Actually, yesterday I posted a challenge for someone. He is, I think he's from England. You know, this guy, he was saying he met a Christian guy, and he told him that the Bible is not preserved, but the Quran is preserved, and it was really funny. So I posted for him a challenge. Says, do you dare really to come and debate me? So I hope that this guy he will do it one day. You know, let us hope. Another answer from Zakir Naik.
Excuse me, sir. I'd just like to say about the circle of the earth. In Isaiah 40:22, it says, He, God, sits enthroned above the circle of the earth. Thank you.
Yes, brother. But Dr. Zakir.
Dr. Zakir.
Does it sound good?
There isn't any mistake in Quran. I see more than 20 mistakes in Arabic grammar. And I will tell you some of them. إن الذين آمنوا والذين هادوا والصابئون. He said in Baqarah and Hajj, إن الذين آمنوا والذين هادوا والصابئين. Which is right? الصابئون or الصابئين? Number one. Number two.
Brother, one question at a time.
Yeah. At the same thing. He said in Surah Taha 63, Inna hadani lasahiran. Mistake. Inna hadani lasahiran. Can you explain that?
So now he's
There is more than that mistakes.
Brother will allow you only the first part of the question. The second part will not allow because we have stated will allow one question at a time, so others get a chance to.
Okay. The brother has asked a question. I would like to be more concordant, and I think we have mentioned all 20 Quranic points. And the book is referring to Abdul Fadi. Abdul Fadi, correct? Is the Quran infallible? You can see something. Yeah. Alhamdulillah, my side is good.
You know what book is talking about this, like what a big deal, and the Muslims are so happy.
I will answer all 20 together.
Really?
Let the book.
Let us see how he answered them.
Inshallah. Inshallah. Point number one, brother. Point number one. Point number one to be noted that all Arabic grammar is taken from the Quran. Quran was the highest Arabic book, a book which has the maximum level of highest literature.
Really?
All the Arabic grammar has been derived from the Quran. Quran is the textbook of grammar. Since Quran is the textbook of grammar and all the grammar is derived from the Quran can never have a mistake. Point number one.
Really?
Point number two.
Just wait. Guys, all the Arabic grammar is coming from the Quran. Question: which one is exist first, the Quran or the Arabic? It is in Arabic sometime. What do you mean Arabic? I'm not talking Arabic. Nobody talking Arabic. Did you hear, guys, the answer? The Arabic grammar is taken from the Quran. So instead of answering the mistake and saying yes, there is a mistake there, and saying like, you know what, the Quran doesn't go by the rules of the Arabic grammar, he's saying no. You see, Quran is above the Arabic grammar. All the grammar is taken from the Quran. What an idiot. That can be true if the Arabic language came first before, I mean the Quran came before the Arabic language, which means the first book of Arabic, it was the Quran. If there's before that day, there's nobody speak Arabic, and the one who taught Arabic is the Quran. The Quran is nothing but a book, not even in Arabic actually. It's a horrible, it's full of mistakes, full of errors, full of grammar errors, and full of foreign words. So how we can answer about mistakes in the Quran? So we say, well, Quran does not go by the Arabic grammar because the Arabic grammar is taken from the Quran. You know what? If the Arabic grammar is taken from the Quran, so how it is the mistake there? You see the stupidity? If there is, obviously there is an Arabic grammar mistake, and the Quran is where the Arabic grammar taken from. So how we have a grammar mistake? Stupid logic, very naive, and there is no quality. And those people here, because they praise their book, the Quran, whatever he say, hey, Allah, like, did you even think about the answer? Let me rephrase the answer again. If the Arabic grammar is coming from the Quran, then how we found grammar mistakes in the Quran? It doesn't make sense. Secondly, why the Arabic grammar will come from the Quran? Like when we speak in Arabic before Islam exists, we were speaking based in which grammar? Every language have a grammar. It's impossible to have a language without a grammar. You have to. Every language have rules. An Arabic language was a very flourishing before Islam come. The top of Arabic writers in the history of poetry, they are Arab Christians, and nobody can make poetry like them until now. Not even Allah, not even Muhammad. So when you say to me that the Arabic grammar is coming from the Quran, this is a garbage. It is nothing but a shameful answer for someone he have nothing to say. And seriously, you know, they have nothing to say. They are just throwing rocks here and there. You know, like, what is the answer? We don't see the answer. I don't see any answer. Allah in the Hindu video, another of Zakir Naik lies. Let us see what else he will say in this video. Actually, I don't know why the video jumped. You know, I see now it's another video. I'm not sure why. Why did Usman he burned the Quran? Amazing answer. Let us see.
My name is Ravinder. I'm working as a marketing executive. Brother, insulting is very easy, brother, but with love, you should tell the truth. That is the teaching of the Bible. My question is, you know very well, Bukhari Sahih, value number 6, hadith number 509 and 510. There, Hudayfa came to Uthman. He says to Uthman, O chief of the believers, save this nation before they differ about the Quran. Then, so actually Hudayfa saw the people of Shama, that is the Syrian people, and the Iraq people reciting the Quran in different ways. Then he comes to the Uthman, then he says, then Uthman sent a letter to Hafsa, the original copy of the Muhammad's Quran with Hafsa, and he brought many other people who
Make it short. I know what you're going to ask. Please make your question short.
My question is, if the problem is only with pronunciation and recitation, what is the necessity to rewrite the Quran, number one? Number two, if already written material, that is Quran, is correct, why they were burnt out? If they burnt out, it means the problem was with the material but not the recitation. And moreover, according to Bukhari Sahih value 6,
thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Shut up. Shut up.
You are voting 201 next.
No, 514.
Okay.
Here, Muhammad says Quran is revealed in 7 different ways of recitation. According to this, Uthman has did wrong. Who have given the authority to Uthman to do that?
Good question.
Brother has asked a question, and he said, insulting is easy, and you think you are respecting. See, giving those statements, boss, it's very easy. Don't give those statements. Ask your question directly. A debate means an argument. Everything, as long as it doesn't contradict Quran and Hadith, as long as it doesn't contradict the Constitution of India, there is no problem. So if you don't insult, I feel insulted when somebody says Quran is it has been burned, it is interpolated. Should I cry with you, no?
By asking a question, you are insulting. That's it. You see, but I'm insulted by asking the question. He did not say anything wrong. He did not call you names. He just said, why Uthman he burned the book? Brother, you are quoting from the Bible, don't insult, and now you're insulting me because simply you that asked me a question which is insulting me. So why you are opening a hole and standing before the microphone if every question is an insult? Or what he said, why Uthman he burned the Quran, and if the problem by recitation, by pronunciation, well, the writing is the same, the writing is correct, there's no need to burn it. So answer him. No, we start with the crying.
You said the message of the Bible is peace. Gospel of Matthew, chapter number 10, verse number 34. Do you know about it?
Yeah.
Gospel of Matthew,
Yeah.
chapter number 10, verse number 34.
Yeah.
See, the Christians believe Jesus Christ, and peace be upon him, to be very peace-loving. He said, I have come to love peace. That is the message in the Bible. In the direct speech of Jesus, Gospel of Matthew, chapter number 10, verse number 34, Christ says, think not that I am come to spread peace on earth. I am not come to spread peace, but a sword. See, I was respecting. I didn't insult. I didn't quote it till now. But
What does have to do with the question anyway? Secondly, this verse, if you continue, you will see that people, they will be upon you, putting the sword on you, not you putting the sword on them. You see the false fiction of Muslims, they have no dignity, they have no honesty, they are false people who cannot be trusted. The answer had nothing to do with the topic. Secondly, the verse is not about Jesus waging war, because can you name for me one person Jesus killed? Can you name for me one war Jesus took? Can you name for me one nation Jesus attacked? Can you name for me the army of Jesus? Stupid talk, stupid argument. Abdul is talking, and that means the brain is shut down. When the verse actually is a proof of a Christianity to be a very peaceful belief, because simply he's saying that they will put sword on you, they will discriminate you, they will insult you, they will be killing you in the name of God, thinking they are doing a favor to God. But this is not about Jesus waging war. Liars, hypocrite, deceivers.
Christ says in the Gospel of Luke, chapter number 19, verse number 27, whoever does not believe in me, bring him in front of me, slay him, kill him.
This is in the judgment day, you idiot, and you Muslims believe in the same, that the Messiah, he will come back as a warrior. Because he is the judge, it's a judgment day. It is time for punishment. This is about not today. Otherwise, can you name for me one person Jesus he slaughter? Liar. You see the liars, they copy paste from each other. And by the way, they dress the same. Look at them. All of them, they are dressing like Zakir Naik. They're trying to copy him. It's a good business.
Allah said in the Quran, La ikraha fid din, there is no compulsion in religion. If it doesn't,
Allah said in the Quran, there is no ikrah fi din, brother. No compulsion in religion. So how Muhammad, he says the one who changed the religion, kill him? The verse, the Muslims, by the way, they keep quoting this verse. It is not really about not to force someone he is a Muslim to stay as a Muslim. It is the opposite. A group of people, they came to Muhammad and they were talking about that there is some of the disbelievers, they are not allowed in their children to join Islam. So Muhammad, he said, La ikraha fid din. There is no enforcement in religion. This was an opposite direction. You cannot keep your children away from Islam. You have no right to do so. It's not about you cannot force a Muslim to stay as a Muslim. You see, you know what I'm talking about? The verse the Muslims keep quoting for us always, saying La ikraha fid din. It's not about not to enforce non-Muslims to join Islam. It's about you cannot enforce non-Muslims to stay away from Islam. It is the opposite. It's amazing the deception the Muslims they come with. Let us go just to show you how we can prove the lies. Don't ever trust a Muslim giving you an answer about anything. Those people, they are liars. And they are not ashamed of it. If we go and read the interpretation of the verse he is quoting, the verse he is quoting, the interpretation which is made by his scholars, not my scholars, what they will say about it. Hold on, let me show it to you. Here we go. Look with me and see what I'm talking about. You see, when they say that those people are scholars, they are scumbags. They are not scholars, they are liars, and they have nothing to do with the knowledge of their religion. Most likely they are just businessmen making money from it. Read with me, please. There is no compulsion in it. Entering into religion recited has became clear. Became clear from error, that it is say through clear proofs it has became manifest that faith is etc. and disbelief is an error. This is was, here we go, revealed concerning the Ansar of Al-Madinah, who tried to compel their sons to enter into Islam. It is the opposite. It is not about if someone don't want to believe in Islam, he can go. It's about your sons. If they want to enter Islam, you cannot stop them. You have no right to do so. But can a Muslim leave Islam? If this verse is about you or the religion of Islam, don't force people to convert to Islam. All right. So how your prophet, he said, the one who changed his religion, kill him. Maybe your prophet, he was wrong, or maybe Muhammad is not a good Muslim. He is not following Islam. Huh? Let me show you the hadith. Here we go. You see it? Ibn Abbas, etc. The prophet says, whoever changed his religion, i.e. apostate, kill him. So how you say to me there's a verse in the Quran that says the ikraha fi din, and then you says to me the one who wants to change his religion, kill him? They are the contradiction in this case. Simply because that verse is not speaking about you leaving Islam, it's talking about you joining Islam. So the other party cannot force their children not to join Islam, but Muslims, they can join, they can force you to stay in Islam, because this is a religion of hypocrisy. It's two-side rules, which means there is a rules for non-Muslims and there's rules for Muslims, and the rules for the non-Muslims is not the same rules for the Muslims. And I hope now you understand, guys, why I say always you cannot trust Muslims saying anything. Seriously, to trust a Muslim saying anything for you, you must be out of your mind. But you know, the question here, those Muslims are watching, don't they notice really that this guy is lying? Trust me, they know. Do you think those people sitting behind this table here, they do not know that this guy is a shish kebab, hummus, falafel guy? He is just making a business. They know, but they have no problem with it, because in Islam you can lie as long you are doing good, and this is doing good for Islam. He is defending Islam, so this is good, so you can lie. Even Muhammad, he said you can lie in 3 cases, and even the Quran says it clearly that Allah will not take you accountable for your false oath. He will not. You wanna give a false oath? No problem. What the problem? There's no problem. In Christianity, this is a big problem. In Islam, that is not a problem at all. It is very fine. It is a good. Let me fix it. I want to show you. Chapter 2, verse number 2 to 5. Chapter 2, verse number 2 to 5. What the chapter is saying. This is the only religion exists in the top of this earth, saying that if you take a false oath, it is not a problem for Allah. As simple as that. I think it's clear in the screen, isn't it? Allah will not take you accountable for the false oath you do take. So we have a God, not only lying is okay for him, even taking an oath, and this oath is false, it is okay. Allah will judge you only by what is in your heart. So let us analyze this. When a Muslim lies to you, defending the Quran, what is in his intention in his heart is to defend Islam, and that is a good intention. Therefore, Allah will not take you accountable for your false oath. Do you see the translation of Yusuf Ali? This is not my words. The truthless. The Muslim, he is encouraged to be truthless and take false oath as long his intention in his heart is good. And what is good for Islam is bad for you, remember. So a Muslim, he can lie to you saying, you ask him, is it true that in Islam you have to force somebody to stay as a Muslim? He will say, no, this is not true. And he can take an oath swearing by Allah, and it is false, but it's okay, because as long your intention for this oath is good, Allah has no problem with it. Are we getting the point? So should we really trust any Muslim he take an oath? Can we? I believe this will be a very foolishness of us to trust anyone who belongs to this religion. This religion, it's a satanic religion. Imagine this God saying it clearly, you can not only lie, you can take false oath using my name. You know, when we say oath, what oath mean? When we say the word oath, it's mean I swear by Allah, and I am lying when I swear by Allah, and still it's okay, because what is in my heart is what Allah care for. So how in the world we can trust such a religion? And who is the dummy? He will trust it. And not only you can take false oath with your enemy, and even your family. You can take false oath with everybody. It doesn't matter really. This is a religion of deception, and there's no question about it. I remind you guys, if you have any question, you can feel free. You can click at the be part of the conversation, and you can post your question for us. And if you are a Muslim, and let us say you like to debate me, I would like to see you standing up for your religion. And or if you know someone, he is a Muslim, he claimed to be a scholar, something like that, I would like to see you debating me. So don't think here we are like the same as the Muslims. uh, we don't like to hear the other side of the story. No, we want to hear your side of the story. Correct us if we are wrong. All right, correct us if we are wrong. By the way, there's a post on YouTube about starting at 8 o'clock, and there it says you do not start yet. I don't know why. Look like YouTube and Hangout creation of event is not connected. However, for those who they are there, let me post a link for you, so you don't wait there forever thinking that we will start soon. Let's see. Do we have any Muslim here? Any Muslim around? Any Muslim don't agree with us? You know, if we wanna go all over the Muslim videos and start refuting one one by one, for sure this is, it will be endless. But however, it's fun because simply the more you see their accusation, the more you notice that you are right. Like when this guy he come and he says, Jesus, he said, I did not came to spread peace but sword. Is he really truthful about what he quote for us? Go right now and open the gospel and read for your own what Jesus saying there. They are claiming that Jesus is coming to spread war, because Jesus himself says, I am not coming to spread peace. But isn't it Jesus who said that peace, you know, like God blessed for those who they made peace on earth? Isn't it Jesus who said the one who hurt your right cheek, give him the other one? Isn't it Jesus who said to Peter, put your sword down when the soldier came to arrest him? Isn't it Jesus when he is on the cross, he said, Father, forgive them, they do not know what they are doing? What more peace do you want? He is in the cross, he is in the cross, crucified by those in front of him, and he is saying, Father, forgive them. What more peace you want? In your Quran, look at the forgiven teaching of Christ. All the teaching of Christ is about forgiveness. Like when they ask him, Lord, teach us how we can pray, he said, you pray like this, and we know the prayer, right? Our Father art of heaven. And then he said, forgive them, you know, forgive us the same as you forgive them, the same as we forgive them. So in order to ask forgiveness from the Father, you have to learn how to forgive first before you ask for forgiveness. Which means in Christianity, in order to be qualified for forgiveness of the Father, you have to forgive others first. So the whole belief in Christianity is about forgiving and loving. You cannot even ask for forgiveness unless you are qualified for forgiveness from the Father. And what is the qualification? The only qualification is to forgive. Forgive those who hurt you. Forgive those who did bad things to you. That is a Christianity. What about in Islam? In Islam is the opposite. Fight them, kill them, and Allah he punished them by your hands. Or what about Allah? He says Allah will make the hate in your chest like ignite and rejoice by capturing those who do you hate most. Huh? Let's see the verse. Let us see. We will go like this. Browser is not helping me, so we will switch. Hold on. We will go to sunnah.com. Your heart is going to rejoice by revenge. And the revenge is coming. The revenge is a must. Islam is a religion of revenge, nothing more, nothing less. And this is why I say always, you know, don't ever Don't ever trust anything the Muslims they say to you. It doesn't matter really what it is. I never really, all my life, found one Muslim scholar teaching peace and love and loving non-Muslims and being kind for everybody and forgive those who hurt you. No, no, no. It's the opposite. It is the opposite. I know the verse is appearing, but not in the. I don't know what's wrong with this thing here. I will try to go directly. Hold on. All right, finally. If we go to chapter 9, verse number 14, we will see the following. And this is the translation. Fight them, and Allah will punish them by your hands. Cover them with shame. Help to victory over them. Heal the breast of the believers. What heal the breast of the believers mean? Anyone have an idea? This is not the good translation. The hate in your chest for the disbelievers is going to rejoice. It's a day where your hate rejoice. Here we go. You are punishing them by your hands and with no mercy, and you are torturing them, and the hate in your heart is rejoicing. Sometimes I wonder, like, you know, when Muslims read translation in English, how they can understand the Quran. Like here, when he says, and he healed the hearts of the believing people, what does that mean? What heal? Where it says that? You see, they are trying to translate the word, but they don't want to translate the meaning, because the meaning of this is about that your hate in your heart finally is going to reach the point you are waiting for, which is revenge. Your heart waiting for long for this time. Those who they are saying bad things about Allah, it is time for your hate against them to be relieved by killing them, by chopping their heads. That is Islam. And then you will see Abdul wearing some funny clothes, which doesn't fit with the West, doesn't fit with the East. They became a mix of shish kebab, and then they are teaching us about Jesus is not teaching peace. It's amazing, isn't it? Do we have any question there? Anyone have a question? Please feel free. If you have any question, I would be happy to answer you. Each time I listen to any Muslim, I think about, like, you know, I try always to put myself in the shoes of the person who is talking there. Like, I don't like to judge based on who is me. I like to judge based on who is he. This is the best way of judgment, by the way. Like, if somebody is begging for money, let us say he is a homeless. If somebody is begging for money, don't judge him by your eyes and who is you. Think about it, that you are him and you are homeless, and then you can understand better the situation of this person. But usually we don't do that. Usually we just judge based on who we are. So I'm a person who's wearing clean clothes, driving nice car, etc., and then I see someone here have dirty clothes, etc., and right away my judgment will be upon him based on me, not based on on him, how he is and why he is like this. So the best way to understand Muslims is to try to put yourself in their shoes, and then you will come to a better conclusion. So when I say Muslims cannot be trusted, I'm not putting them down, by the way. Those people, they grow up in a society teaching them not to be truthful. Lying is part of the religion. Deception is way of guidance. It is not a secret that Muslims, they teach in their schools what is called taqiyya. We spoke about taqiyya before, and I think most of you who watch my videos, and thousands of them, you know what taqiyya is about. This is a religion, and the Muslim, they say to you, you know what taqiyya mean protection. Taqiyya mean protection. Okay, so our God is real. He is telling us you can lie to protect yourself. You can lie to protect yourself. All right, so how you explain to me you lying to your wife and to your friend? Muhammad, he says you can lie in 3 cases. You can lie in 3 cases. Is that a protection? If this is a protection, you tell me protection from who? Like lying to your wife. What is what your wife what your wife would do? Can you tell me? Let me show you. And the funny, Muhammad, he says that the hypocrite is the one who lie, right? But yet he teaches people to lie. Read with me this one. A liar is not the one who tries to bring conciliation amongst the people and spoke good in order to avert dispute, or he conveys good. Ibn Suhaib said he did not hear the exemption was granted in anything what of the people speak as a lie, but in three cases. In the war. Okay, you want to say to me in the war you need to lie? No, I will let this one go. Then for bringing reconciliation amongst persons, we will make two people friend again by lying to them. Oh, this what I would do. I will go right now. We have with us I will choose two names who they are with us right now. I have Shane and I have Princess. So Shane and Princess, they have a fight. So I will go to Shane, and they hate each other. So I will say to Shane, you know what, Princess, she don't hate you. She like you very much. All right, she said good things about you. And then I go to Princess, and I will not tell her what Shane told me, how much he hate her. I will go to Princess, says, you know what, Shane, he told me a lot of good things about you. And this is supposedly a good thing because now I'm trying to fix things between them. This is will not fix it. This will make it worse. Because sooner or later they will find out what I said, it was a false statement, and then they will hate each other a lot more. how stupid this religion is. Based on lying? Is that how we can make the society better, but by lying to each other? Is that how we can fix it? What about we bring those two people who don't like each other and try to fix it by honesty? Not by lying. I never heard about people they fix things by lying. Since when the lies will save you? Or what about lying between the wife and the husband? Is that how you you establish a family? The man, he can lie to his wife. The Muslim, they will say to you, what if your wife, she is ugly and she asks you if she is beautiful? What you will say? You will say you're ugly? Well, you know what? If your wife is ugly in your eyes, why you married her? Because the beauty is in the eye, not really, if I let's say if you ask my mother how I look like, she will say he look like an angel. Maybe I look like a monkey. If a person love a person, it doesn't matter how he look like, that person will see you as the best looking person because he is in love with you. So obviously in Islam there's no love in relationship between wife and husband, and it's based in lying. So the wife, she lied to her husband. What do you think about me, my wife? Oh, you are wonderful, my husband, even though he's garbage. So the relationship in Islam is lying, is okay, and supposedly as long the intention of this lies is good, even lying by using false oath, it's okay. So how we can trust this religion? You cannot. Allah forgive me because he is all forgiving. This is a false statement, princess. We have a princess here. She is saying that Allah is all forgiving. Let me show you that this is a false statement. Muslims, they say to fool people. Chapter 4, verse number 48. Chapter 4, verse number 48. You can take any translation you want. Let's make it big. Verily, Allah forgive not that partners should be set with him in worship, but he forgives except that anything else. So what Allah in the Quran saying, Allah will not forgive you. I will not forgive you if you ever partner with me, but I'm willing to forgive anything else. Now look how dangerous this statement is. This is mean if you are a person who converted to Islam, and before you used to be a Christian or a Jew or a Hindu or whatsoever. According to this, Allah forgive not taking partners. So you are not forgiven still. You converted to Islam for nothing. If the Muslim will say to you, no, this is about if you are taking partners before Islam, Allah will not forgive you. After you convert, Allah forgive you. Hold on. If you are not converting to Islam, Allah will not forgive you for anything anyway. Don't play games. The verse is so clear. Allah forgive not those who take partners, but he forgive everything else. Are you saying that Allah forgive for the non-believers too? Other sin? No. According to Islam, the forgiveness only happened to the believers. There's no forgiveness for anything for non-believers. It doesn't matter how big, how small it is. Not necessarily about worshiping God. The verse is so clear that Allah forgive not those who take partners. So if you are a Christian, or if you are a Jew, or if you are a Hindu, according to Islam, you convert to Islam, one day you used to worship God with a partner, because for them worshiping Jesus is taking a partner, even though we believe in one God. Still for them this is taking partner. So Allah saying clearly, I will forgive not such a sin. It's the same as in the Bible. It says that the one who insult the Holy Spirit, he will not be forgiven. As simple as that. You have to be punished for it. So when the Quran says such a statement, that is a proof that anyone who convert to Islam, he must be a mad person, because there's nothing there is good really to follow. Right? Do we have any question? Anyone, any Muslim here have a complaint about what we are saying? Any Muslim don't agree? By the way, if a Muslim will debate me live, we can go live on Skype and we can broadcast it, don't worry. Or I can make you join the hangout here, and you can be live on air with us. Don't worry, Allah will support you. If Allah is with you, Abdul, who is going to make you lose? Come on. Right? No way. So you do not need to be aware or afraid of losing. There's no way Allah will make you go down. You know, this is remind me of when the Christian Ethiopian, they came to Muhammad. They asked him for debate. They asked him for a debate. They asked him questions. So Muhammad, because he have no answers, look what he said. Okay, brother, bring your wives, and bring my wives, and bring your children, and let us ask Allah to curse the one is lying. What? What? Seriously, this is a prophet of God answering questions? This is how we debate? We will have a cursing party? A real debate in Islam. You see, Muslims today, they are like trying to be civil, debating, like, you know, they stand in a stage and they hold a microphone, etc. This is not an Islamic debate. This is kufr, actually. This is against Islam. The real debate in Islam, you bring your sons, brother. I bring my sons, brother. You bring your women, brother. I have like 20 women. Bring your women, brother. Ourself and yourself. And let earnestly pray and invoke the curse of Allah of those who lie. What is that? Seriously, what is that? If Muhammad himself cannot answer, I'm not surprised if Muslims cannot answer. Ask yourself, why Muhammad saying such a statement? Seriously. Huh? What to bring your women and bring my women and let us curse the one who is lying? What is that? So what we will do, if we want to debate with a real debate with Muslims, this is how it works. He take the mic, he say, may Allah cut my nose if I'm lying. Your turn. I will cut the mic, I will take the mic and I will say, may Allah cut my tongue if I'm wrong. Your turn. And then he took the mic and he say, okay, may Allah close the door of the van over my toes. Your turn. If I'm lying. So what kind of debate this debate is? And the most stupid statement here, maybe you do not notice with me, he is saying, let us invoke Allah to curse the one is lying, as if we believe in Allah anyway. Like if you are a person, you are debating me. Why? Because I don't believe in Allah anyway. So what do you mean that it's invoke Allah? You and me will invoke Allah. We don't believe in Allah. Number two, if somebody is debating me about his belief, how you come to the conclusion saying let us invoke the one to curse the one is lying? If a Hindu person debating me now about his gods, he is not lying to me. This is what he believes. So the concept of lying here is a stupid statement. If a Muslim says to me Muhammad is my prophet, he is not lying to me. He is telling me what he believes. So Muhammad is assuming right away that, you know what, here there's a lie, and let us curse the one is lying. This is not what the fact is. Those are believers in their religion. They are not lying. But because Muhammad is a liar, he thought everyone else he says something is a liar too. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter who you are. Muhammad, he will take you for granted that you are a liar like him. Taking partners mean shirk. Yes, taking partners mean shirk. This is the word in Arabic for taking partners. However, Muhammad, he was a mushrik. All right, Muhammad, he was a mushrik, and actually he used to slaughter animals for the pagans, for the idols. Just to prove that Muhammad was a mushrik, chapter 42 verse number 52. Read with me, please. And thus have we by our command sent inspiration to thee, thou knowest not before what revelation and what was faith. So what is verse saying? Muhammad, before he became a prophet, he did not know what revelation, which means he never have any revelation. He never read any, including the Bible, including the Musa's, including everything. He know not anything about revelation, and he know not what faith, what is faith, what was faith, which means he was faithless. Do you see it? Muhammad, he became a prophet at the age of 40. This is mean for more than 40 years Muhammad have no faith, he have no religion except worshiping idols. And the proof is in the front of your eyes. You know, if Muhammad have this is what the proof actually, that the Muslims are, they lie when they say Muhammad was Abrahamic. He follow Abraham. Well, if he follow Abraham, it's mean he know what scriptures and revelation is, and that's mean he have faith already. Is believing in the faith of Abraham is faith? Yes, it is. But the verse in the front of us saying, you knowest not, you know nothing before what was revelation and what was faith. So before this point you know nothing about scriptures of God or about faith. So how the Muslims lie to us and say Muhammad was Abrahamic and he was following Abraham? Obviously it's a lie, isn't it? Because if he is following Abraham, that's mean he have faith. But obviously he don't. Do we have any Muslim here have any complaint? If there is any Muslim have a complaint, please feel free. All right, I really would be happy to you know, to hear from you, to see you. I want to see a Muslim refuting me. You see, usually we open our chat room in Paltalk, and we wait for hours and hours and hours, hoping that one day we will get a Muslim to debate us. But those days hard to happen. Literally, it's hard to make it happen. You know, the funny, you go to James White page, you will see James White every day. Muslims want to debate him every day. Muslims are fighting over debating James White. When it's come to me, no Muslim will debate me. Then we need to ask ourselves why they go for him. What is the secret? What is the attraction? You know what I mean? What is the attraction James White he has, I don't have? You know, maybe he's a better looking, I don't know. But I believe it strongly, because they find him an easy fish, and he is not aggressive in Islam, and he is harmless, let us say. You know, he don't present a risk. Like if a Muslim debate someone like James White, what he will lose? Nothing. You know, James White will never attack the Quran, will never expose Muhammad, and in the best scenario he will defend the Bible. That's perfect. As long you don't expose Islam, Muslims have no problem with you reading. You want, look, you say the Bible is good, etc. It's fine with them. The second you start exposing the religion of Islam, this is the second where they are in trouble, and they don't like you no more. Yes, you know, Muhammad, he sacrificed for Al-Uzza, and actually all the gods, even his grandfather, you know, like the story is very well known about the grandfather of Muhammad. He was sacrificing for Al-Uzza, and then when he said like he have 11 sons, he want to give one of them as a sacrifice. All right, so when the Uzza accepted the camels, what the grandfather of Muhammad he said? Anyone knows? Let us see if any of you knows what the grandfather says when the sacrifice of the camels accepted. They used to play like a game, like a gambling, you know. This the same as what was they call it, the stones, like you play in the casino with the numbers, you know. So it's almost the same. So if you are lucky, your number, the one you are looking for, will happen. So the grandfather of Muhammad, he want to sacrifice one of his sons to the idols, and each time he play that, the sacrifice come in the father of Muhammad. So he play again and he play again until it came on, you know, in accepting I don't know how many camels, because there's many different stories about the number. So he was going to sacrifice the grandfather of Muhammad, his son, to the idols, and he sacrificed instead camels. This is the noble family Muslims they keep talking about, you know. The noble family of Muhammad is not is not noble whatsoever, by the way. There's a lot of fabrication about how noble this family is. there's ton of reference, by the way, about how many prostitutes was in the family of Muhammad. But at the same time, that is not really strange in that society, because the prostitution was a very good business at that time. You will find that Umar al-Khattab is coming from a prostitute. Khalid ibn Walid. There's many names. We can count a lot of names. You will see that their families is too much about prostitution. But at that time, prostitution was a good business. Even Muhammad father, according to the story, if you read my book, The Deception of Allah, you will find that Muhammad father was a gigolo. The sister of Waraq ibn Nawfal, she offered him 100 camel to sleep with her. He was in the way to go and sleep with the mother of Muhammad. She offered him herself, and she will pay him 100 camel. I believe the story is kind of exaggeration. Maybe she offered him a half camel, 1 camel, but 100 camel, that's a very hard to believe. You know, 100 camel at that time is like you became a billionaire. That's it. You do not need to work. You hire some poor ones to be the shepherd of your camels, and you have a money. You are rich. 100 camel just to sleep with her? What a great business. Yeah, 100 camel. You know, that's a lot of, you know. So the question is, why a man is offered 100 camel to sleep with the women, unless he is a gigolo? You know, if a woman, she said to me, I want to sleep with you, I want you to sleep with me, and there's no money involved, that is not a prostitution. That is adultery, if she's not my wife. But when I offer a woman money, or she offer me money, the one who get paid for it is the prostitute, regardless of the gender. You know, the prostitute is not necessarily a woman. It can be a man. Whoever get paid for the sex, he is or she is the prostitute. And by the way, you know, for me, like you know, I saw many cases. I've been in all over, and for me, I don't judge really those poor women who work in prostitution in a bad way. It doesn't mean I am not against it. No, I am against it, but I'm not against them. But a man getting paid for sex, that's a really different story. You know, women, they are used. There's many society, there's no jobs. Those prostitutes, mostly they've been forced into prostitution in a very early age when they have no control of their life. In some places in Asia, they force little ones into prostitutions in the age of 7 years or 8 years. Even boys. You know, in certain places in Asia, like a boy, he come to the taxi driver asking for money. Let us say you are a taxi driver in the street. The boy, he say, please, can you give me like a few, you know, like pesos, whatever. And the driver, the filthy driver, he will say to him, you have to do something for me. And he pay him. And those true stories, those are really true stories. So what do you expect from this kid when he grow to be? Is it really his fault? So for me, really, my heart is for those people. I don't judge them. I will judge if someone live in a country where you can get jobs, and you can have a better life, and there's many opportunity, and you never been forced into this when you were a child, and you get the chance to get out of it, even after what happened to you. Let's say when you are a child, you've been forced into this. This is I don't believe this is his guilt, you know, and I believe our Lord is a Lord of justice. But if, you know, one day you grow up, you became strong now, you should go out of it. You should not stay in this kind of filth. You've been forced to it, no problem. God is forgiving. Let the past go. But if you stay in it and you live it as lifestyle, you don't want to change it, that's a different story. I hope I'm clear about this issue. However, the Quran, by the way, as long as we are talking about this, I don't know if you know that the Quran have no problem with the prostitution. And there's a verse in the Quran about it. The Quran says, if you like force not your girls to do prostitution. However, if you force them, Allah is all forgiving. Allah is all forgiving. We have Shane is asking question: what is the punishment for insulting Muhammad, for insulting Islam or Muhammad? Well, the punishment is death, as simple as that. However, if you insult Allah, the Muslims, if you are a Muslim, they will give you 3 days to repent and ask for forgiveness. But if you insult Muhammad, there is no 3 days, you will be executed. So because Muhammad is more important than Allah himself, and Muslims obviously they worship Muhammad more than Allah, because otherwise how you forgive someone for insulting Allah but you don't forgive him for insulting Muhammad? You know what I mean? So it's obvious that insulting Muhammad, the penalty is more severe and there's no forgiveness whatsoever. But if you insult Allah, they will give you 3 days to ask for forgiveness. If we go on the screen here in front of us, we will see chapter 24 verse number 33. The verse here in front of you, as you see, Allah saying, you know what, don't force your girls, but force not your maids to prostitution when they desire chastity. So what? Force them not if they desire chastity. What if they don't desire chastity? It's fine. And what if you force them? Allah forgive them anyway. Do you see it? So Islam is saying it's better if you ask your girls, if you are a pimp, you better ask her, do you like to be a prostitute? If she say yes, no problem, it's fine. Prostitution is fine. If she say no, that's not right. However, if you force, still Allah is all forgiving, which means in either way there's no punishment and it's not bad. In the translation they try to make it look nicer. This is why when you change the translator the meaning change. All right. In the first translation it says force not your maids. In the second translation, and do not compel your slave girls to prostitutions when they desire to keep chaste. So what is the condition? If they don't want to do it, don't force them. However, if you force them, Allah is all forgiving and all merciful. See how the translation change? Because every translator of them, he is trying to cover an issue, cover a problem here. Islam never been against prostitution, because for very simple reason, prostitution was a very, very, very well-known business in Arabia. It's a great business and nobody can stop that business. So what the Muslims used to do, they used to go and attack the neighbor, the Christian girls, the Jewish girls, the Yazidi girls, the Pharisee girls, the Persian girls, etc., and they bring them home and then they force them into prostitutions. They are slaves anyway. Who care if they agree or not? And if you force them, Allah is all forgiving. There's no punishment and don't worry about it. This is the only religion legalized prostitution since 1400 years ago, and it's allowed by Allah the Merciful. This is why actually in Islam there is something that's called isti'arat al-furuj. Even you can exchange wives, by the way, in Islam. If I have wives, I am bored with them, I can give you my wives, you can give me your wives. Now some might say, well, this is, you know what, this is too much to believe. I will search for it in front of your eyes. Here we go. Let's see. I just searched for borrowing women, borrowing wives. Borrowing wives. The Shia accuse the Sunni, they are practicing that, and the Sunni accuse the Shia, they are practicing that. So I'm going to open both. This is a Sunni website, ddsunnah.net. This is a website for the Muslim Sunni to defend the Sunni sect. The fact both of them they practice it. And here we go. The reference is in front of us. Those are the books, names, the volume number, the page number, etc. Those are the Shia books. That a man, he can exchange his wife with any Muslim brother he want, which means I give you my wife, you give me your wife. However, this is not only for the Shia, it is for the Sunni too. There's many websites actually. I'm trying to find something more official. Anyway, there's tons of you know, and there's something in the fiqh in the Islamic religion, which means the knowledge of Islam. It's called isti'aratul furuj. Al-furuj means vagina. Excuse my language. You can borrow vaginas. All right. This is islamweb.net.com. Very well-known Islamic official website, and those are the reference in front of us, is speaking about borrowing women from each other. And they don't call them even women. Look what they call them: furuj, isti'arat al-farj. Borrowing. I don't want to say the bad word. You know what I'm talking about, right? The word starts with the P. This is what it says. It's not even vagina. Isti'aratu, the P. This is Islam. And the funny, they are the one who speak about dignity. They speak about you know, our women, they are protected, they are not used. We cover them to protect them. You know, but if you go and study, you will see that this is really far away from the truth. Anyway, let's see if we have any any question here. Do we have any new questions? All right, I don't see really any questions there. Just to remind you, you can click at the video and you can be part of the conversation if you wish to do so. All right, it's very easy to be part of it. The more you study this religion, you see, we were talking about prostitution, and we said that we don't really judge like me myself, I don't judge really a woman for she is a prostitute to be a bad person. I will judge her only if she have the opportunity to get out of it. There's many, they are forced into this. They are really forced, literally, and their life is really miserable. And you know, imagine, you know, when you live this life, you get diseases, you get harmed physically, all kind of bad things, you know, might happen. So mistakenly, some people, they think that this is a life people they choose, but most likely it's not, unless you live really in countries like in America. If you live in America and you are an American citizen, and then you do prostitution, I think you have an issue. You know, you have to look at your life and try to get away from it, because America is not really, there's a law. If somebody abuse somebody, you can call the police right away. And government here, there's little corruption, but we cannot compare really to countries abroad. But the law protects you, big deal. Like a man, even he cannot touch his wife if she don't allow it, even if you are married to her. You know, this is how it is. If a man forces his wife into sex and she is his wife, in America, this is a rape. For sure, in the Middle East, it is not, because you know that, remember the Quran says, "Nisa'akum harthun lakum." Your wives is a tilth, and dig your tilth anytime you want. All right. So, and by the way, this phrase that you can dig the ground anytime you want is coming from the old ancient pagan belief. Let me show you the verse in the Quran. Here we go. Let us go. If we go to chapter 2, verse number 223. All right. And I will make it big so we can see it better. As you see with me, your wife as a tilth into you, so approach your tilth when or how ye will. What tilth mean? Anybody can tell me what the word tilth mean? I'm going to pause this in Google to get the dictionary meaning. Remember, I'm using the Muslim translation, not my translation. Here we go. You see it? Women is the same as a floor. You step in it anytime you want. This is the logic, and this is the religion of Islam. You know, once there's a lady, she left Islam in my chat room, and she said something, like always I remember. She said, I did not leave Islam really because of you. Yes, I learned a lot from you, and you convinced me a lot of things, but the reason I'm leaving Islam because I'm convinced that this is a religion made by the man for the man. This is a religion made by the man for the man. It's not made for the women. Look, the Quran does not say to the women, your men is the same as tilth for you. Approach your tilth anytime you want. No, this is only for the men. The men, they can approach you anytime they want, but you cannot approach your men anytime you want. And the Quran, considering the women as a tilth, what is the ground? No, it's not a pillow. Blow. Oh, okay. As you see in the dictionary, for me actually, the word harth in Arabic is not even a soil. When you do, I'm trying to find the exact word in English. If you are a farmer, in old days, they use the cow or the horse or a donkey, and then behind they have like a sharp metal go in the ground. You know what I'm talking about, guys? The one you dig the ground with it so you can do your farming and you can put your seeds. That's exactly what the tilth mean. So you want to dig in the ground with the tilth. with the tools of death, sorry, the tools of digging. It's not the soil itself. You want to dig in it, go ahead and dig. Approach her anytime you want. Step on her anytime you want. But Quran does not give equal rights to the Muslim women. The Muslim woman is a turf, but the Muslim man is not. You know, there's a hadith where Muhammad, he said, uh, if a woman, she was invited to the bed and she didn't come to her husband, Allah and the angels will curse her all night. Let me see if I can find the hadith for you. Let us see what we will search for. I need to remember the hadith. This is why I find them actually, because numbers are not really. But I cannot remember exactly what the hadith is saying. Let us see. Let us try different phrase. All right. That will be hard to find actually, because this word exists everywhere. And yeah, actually, I just found here another funny. As long as you are here, let us talk about this. If any of you, if any female, there's many verses actually about many hadith about this. If any woman, she made a tattoo, or she fixed her teeth, or she attached some hair to her hair, Allah will curse her and the angels. Right? Just for doing that. The funny thing, Muhammad, you know, he ordered the men to color their hair and to shave their mustache, and he forbid the women to take hair from their face. And according to him, if a woman, she take hair from her face, she are changing the look of Allah, the way Allah, he made her look like. All right, read with me. Abu Dawood said, or let us see from here. This is about the one is cursed. The woman who supplies fake hair, and the one who asks for it, and the women who pulls out hair from the other people, and the woman who depilates herself, the woman who tattoos, and the woman who is done, etc., then is cursed. Then Abu Dawud continue. Wasla mean the women who add false hair to her hair, and suppose this is the meaning. So if a woman, she block hair from her face or eyebrow, Allah will curse her. Why? Seriously, why? Why Allah will curse the women for taking hair from her face? How come Muhammad, he ordered the men to shave their mustache? How come you can shave as a man, but the woman, she cannot shave, or she cannot take hair from her face? You see, all those hadith is about the same story. And what is the excuse? If you do that, you are changing the way Allah He made you look like. You see it? Because it says here, such a woman as alter the features created by Allah. So the reason Allah will curse you, because you are altering the features which Allah He gave you. Question, Muslims, how come you do circumcision then? How come you do circumcision? Which is more changing the way Allah He created you? Cutting a piece of flesh from your body or taking hair from your body? Do you Muslims cut hair or you don't? Why you cut hair? When you cut hair, you are changing things. Allah He gave you hair. How come blacking hair from the face of a woman is a problem? But your prophet, he color his hair, he make it blonde. Muhammad wanna be a redhead. Your prophet ordered to shave the mustache for the men. Isn't it this is an altering to the look of Allah? Only the women, when she take hair from her face, she is altering the look of Allah. And Allah will not be happy unless the women she have a mustache. Do you see the double standard in this religion? This is a religion of double standard. And obviously Muhammad is fabricating rules. Like what the point? Why Allah will be upset if a woman take hair from her face? I changed any Muslim to tell me. What do you mean she is altering the look of Allah? Well, let me tell you something. When you dress clothes, you are altering the look of Allah too. Allah He created us naked supposedly, right? Abduls? If Allah is the one who created us, well, He did not create us with the clothes. We are created naked and we dress. So shouldn't we stay naked? Huh? What about the Muslims today? They are going to make a surgery because they have something they need to remove from their body because it's damaged. Is it allowed? Isn't this is altering the way Allah He? You see the hypocrisy of this religion? The women is the problem. If she take hair from her face, all the other things they do, it's not. As long it is the man who do it, it's okay. The man he can take hair from his face, it's fine. The man he can shave his mustache, it's fine. Even he can shave his beard, it's fine. The man he can cut his hair, it's fine. The woman she take hair from her face, Allah will curse her. Allah happy if the women she have a mustache. Allah is upset if the women she don't have it no more. This is a religion of hypocrisy. I don't see really anything in this religion fit to be true or to fit to be logical or anything. Again, if there is any Muslim here don't agree with us, please feel free, and I would be happy to hear from you. Any Muslim here? I'm looking at the YouTube page too to see if there's any Muslim. He is asking question or anything. No Muslim? I'm disappointed of the Muslims because I was expecting Muslims to be really more let us say more serious about defending the religion, but obviously they defend their religion, but not in my case, because they are afraid that if they go and they defend the religion, then that might lead into a problem. And the problem is the Muslims, they cannot handle the accusation, because the accusation they try to defend might open the door for other one, and then another one, then with this guy, only Allah knows where we are going to reach. Like, what is going to be next if we talk to him? There is a video made by what his name,
Refer to the sayings of Muhammad.
Nabil Qurashi. You know Nabil Qurashi, right? Now somebody sent me this link saying, what is your comment about the video of Nabil Qurashi, Islam 101, 5 hadith? You know, Nabil Qurashi, I really respect him. He's a very he's sound very nice guy and smart, etc. But still, Nabil Qurashi have a lot of mistakes regarding Quran or regarding Islam, and I believe those mistakes is based because he's an ex-Muslim, yes, but yet not everyone who is an ex-Muslim, it's mean he know Islam very well. As an example, Nabil Qurashi, he says in many videos that Islam means submission. Islam means submission, and I notice he keeps saying that, and this is absolutely not true. So what Nabil come with about Islam being submission is based on what he learned, maybe from family or etc. Because those are not Arab and they do not know really much about Islam. And actually, he was from the Ahmadiyya. So I heard him many times, and I notice always there is some mistakes. Generally speaking, he's good in speaking about Islam, but there's a lot of let's say wrong definition. But I don't blame him. As I said, this is what those who grow up in a Muslim family, they heard from their family. And you will see even many, they are saying the same statement, like Islam is submission. Robert Spencer, he said the same. Walid Chubat say the same. David Wood. Many names. It's hard to count. Why? Because most of those people, they are just copying what other people they say. Everybody say Islam means submission, so we go on. We go with it. But this is not true. Now this video here is about hadith. I don't know what he's saying there. I'm not sure really what the statement about this video.
Quite often thrown into that concept are the sunnah, the actions of Muhammad. Now, the sayings and actions of Muhammad are extremely important for Muslims because Muslims are told to emulate Muhammad. Chapter 3, verse 31 of the Quran, for example, says that Muslims should follow Muhammad. And so in order to understand what he was like, what he did, and even certain revelations of the Quran, when they were sent down, what was the context, etc., people refer to the hadith. Following on from that idea, the hadith are seen as a necessary complement to the Quran. In other words, the Quran doesn't say everything that a Muslim needs to know in order to live the Muslim life properly. For example, the Quran doesn't mention all 5 daily prayers. Now, some people say it might in some way refer to them, but really it just mentions 3 prayers when you take a look at it. The Quran doesn't give you the exact words that you're supposed to pray during the prayer. It doesn't give.
Yeah, this is true. The Quran simply is an empty book. Let us make it this way. The Quran is an empty book, and the Quran does not present really anything as far as knowledge. It is just about generally speaking about things, and this is a proof that when Muslims they say to us that Quran is the book of God, that can't be true because there is a problem there. The problem is very simple. If this book is from God, then this book should be enough alone to stand up alone, or to be standalone book. Like, can the Quran be taken as a standalone book to follow a religion of Islam? No. Then why I need the book of the hadith in order to follow Islam correctly? And as long the hadith is not a trusted source, because you can ask any Muslim, he will say to you right away, oh, not all the hadith are good. There's many of the hadith are wrong. Well, then how we can trust the hadith? And as long the hadith is not valid always, and it's hard to trust, and the Quran is not enough alone, so how we can have a religion then? You know what I mean? How we can have a religion if we don't have a trusted source to follow? Quran is not enough, hadith cannot be trusted. So what we would do? And you know, the funny, the Quran says that there's a verse in the Quran says, today Allah, He completed His favor upon you, and He accepted Islam as a religion for you. How you are saying that today I completed Islam for you, and then we need to find the hadith and collect them, and then we don't find them, and 300 years after somebody, his name is Al-Bukhari, he will try to collect them, and then we will find that many of them are lies. You say to me, today I perfected your religion for you. Chapter 5, verse number 3. Chapter 5, verse number 3. I will take the translation of Yusuf Ali. Let me place it in the screen so we can analyze this funny joke, because obviously it is a joke. You know, the Muslims, it's very clear they have no idea what their God is saying. Again, this is Quran chapter 5, verse number 3. It's going to be in the screen in a second. I'm going to pause the part which is important for me. All right, here we go. This day, read with me please. This day I have perfected your religion for you, completed my favor upon you, and I have chosen for you Islam as a religion, as your religion. So if you go in the beginning of the verse, Muhammad, he speak about that it's forbidden for you the dead body, the pig, etc. You know, and what the lion ate, and what etc. And then he says, today I perfected for you your religion, completed my favor upon you. But look, this is a chapter 5, verse number 3. If that day the religion is completed, then what the point of those 109 verses after? Are they additional? If that day Islam is completed, are we following, guys? If in that day Islam is complete, and this is a chapter 5, verse number 3. So we have 109 chapter after this. For what? If it's complete. The only answer for this, that this verse was supposed to be the last verse in the Quran. It must be, because it cannot be in the beginning of the Quran and you say to me, today I completed my favor upon you. Who is the one who's talking? Allah. This day, he's talking about a day, certain day, a date. This day I have perfected your religion for you, completed my favor upon you, and I have chosen for you Islam as your religion. That's it. You see why we say that this religion doesn't make sense? How today you perfected your religion for me, and this was in chapter 5 verse number 3. The only answer for this, that this verse must be said as the last verse Muhammad he said in his life before he was dying. And the Muslims, they changed the location of the verse and they put it in chapter 5 verse number 3. However, this verse alone is a disaster regardless of the location. Let us say that we move this verse to the end of the Quran. All right, let us say we fix this issue. We fix it. It's now in the end of the Quran. Still we have a problem. What the problem? Anyone knows? Anyone knows what the problem with this verse? We were talking about it before we switch here. Because if the religion is perfected and completed, so what the point of the hadith? The news of completing Islam is in the Quran. It's not in the hadith. Which means the complete religion of Islam, it must be in the Quran. But what we see here, the Quran is empty. You know, as we heard Nabil Qurashi saying, well, you know what, the Quran never said to pray 5 times. The Quran says pray to the two end of the day and with noon time, 3 times a day. There's nowhere in the Quran it says to pray 5 times. There's nowhere in the Quran it says how to do wudu, ablution, how to pray, how to stand up, how to sit down, what to say, what not to say. Nothing. The Quran is an empty book. Like where we can find the stoning of death in the Quran. Oh, I forgot that the goat ate the verse. So those verses we see in front of us simply present a big problems in Islam, and Muslims, they cannot really explain to us. The only explanation the Muslims will come with, they will say, you know what, Quran did not came as one point of the time, and like one verse here, one verse there, one verse, etc. And then after that, the Prophet decide where to put those verses. If I go by this, that will make it even more troubling. Because why the Prophet he put the verse where it says, I completed my favor upon you today, in the beginning of the Quran? Actually, if you go and if you go and ask any Muslim, and actually all of you, you know the story. What is the first verse Allah he gave to Muhammad? They will say to you the verse which given to him in the cave of Hira. Okay, what that verse is? The one that says Iqra. All right, where we can find the chapter of Iqra? The one where the angel he squeezed him? That is a chapter 96 in the Quran. 96, the chapter number 1 became chapter number 96. How did this happen? Any Muslim can tell me how this happened? Who is playing with the Quran? You know why Allah He sent a verse to be the beginning, and this verse is going to end at the end of the Quran? Allah was wrong. Why Allah did not send this verse at make it 96 the way it is now? Like why it's coming as the first and then became at the end? Who is playing with the Quran? And the funny, the Muslim, they say to you, you Christians, you corrupt your book. Like if Allah is the one who sent you the verse in the beginning of the book, who are you to make it at the end of the book? If there's any Muslim here with us, can tell us if Allah is the one who gave you the book in that order, that this is number 1 chapter, who are you to change it? Uthman, he have the authority. Uthman, he have the authority, and he can change whatever he want. Uthman is God. Allah was wrong. The verse here fit better. Now, I don't want to mention how funny the story is. Like when the angel came to Muhammad, he started squeezing him, squeezing him 3 times, and he keeps saying, read, and Muhammad says, read what? I cannot read, or what I'm reading. And the angel squeeze him again, and then Muhammad, he do not know what's happening, so Muhammad, he hardly breathing, and the angel, he squeeze again. And it's a funny, stupid story. Like after the squeezing and squeezing and squeezing by the angel, what we learn from this? Nothing. An angel told him, read in the name of Allah. The prophet did not read in the name of Allah. The angel, he squeezed him. The angel could not make Muhammad understand. Muhammad went home so terrified and so scared. Muhammad, he went to his wife. He was shaking, he is snoring, he covered himself by a blanket. The wife of the prophet, she said to him, take it easy, I will take you to my cousin, and my cousin is an expert in those cases. As if every day people, they became prophets at that time. So the wife of Muhammad is an expert. Oh, don't worry, let me take you to my cousin, he's expert. She took him to her cousin, and her cousin, he told Muhammad, oh, you know what, you must became a prophet, and this is the angel Jibreel. Imagine, he even know the angel name. The guy who saw the angel, he do not know him. The guy who met the angel, squeezed by the angel, spoke to the angel, he did not notice that he's an angel. And the guy who never met him, the guy who never see him, the guy who never heard him, he know he's an angel, and even he know his name. And he was right. Isn't it amazing? Princess saying, what Islam mean? All right, we answered this question many times, but I assume that always we have a new people here listening, so I don't mind really to answer such a question. You see, we were talking about brother Nabil Qurashi and others who keep saying that the word or Islam means submission, and I told you that this is not true. You know, the Islam have nothing to do with the word submission, and that's not even close. The word Islam means, you know, you surrender. All right, you surrender. If we go to all the verses in the Quran, like mostly all the translators, they get it wrong, except Biktal. Let me show you. If we take chapter 2 verse number 112, chapter 2 verse 112, let us show the verse in the screen. I hope it's clear. You will see the verse. It says, nay, but who is ever surrender his purpose to Allah. Surrender his purpose to Allah. So what the word surrender here, translating what? The word aslam. The word aslam. It's not submission. So this translator, strangely, he got it right. Maybe he asked someone he is expert in the Arabic language, and he told him that the correct word is to say surrender. Now there's a verse actually to prove my point, to make it more clear. If you go to chapter 49, verse number 14, and let us go there. In that chapter, it says the Bedouin, the Arab, the real Arab, not the Pakistani and the Taliban and Afghan. Those are the real Arab. The real Arab, they said to Muhammad, we believe, we are believers. Muhammad said to them, well, you know what? Don't say you believe, say we surrender. Say we surrender. Let me give you the verse. Okay, here. I have to take the numbers to make it fit, all of it. Hold on, here we go. This is better. The Bedouin say, we believe, say you believe not, but you have only, say, we have surrender in Islam. Surrender, actually, the word in Islam does not exist, but it is, the word surrender here is a translation for the word Islam. You get my point? So they are saying, we believe, we became believers. He says, don't say that. You did not really believe, you surrender, you became a Muslim. So becoming a Muslim in Islam does not mean to believe, but it means to surrender. And Muhammad, he don't really care if you are a believer or not. What he cares for, that you surrender. And here, this is will be like a question, will lead to many questions. The Muslims, they say to you that the Quran was an amazing book, and the Quran, even Allah in the time of Muhammad, he made a challenge. Who can make Quran like this? Who can make what? Who can make Quran like this? And the Arab, they cannot make Quran like this. But hold on, if the Quran alone is amazing miracle, how come the Arab are not convinced? How come? Why the Muslim, why those Arab, they are surrendering to Islam, but they don't believe. They don't believe in the Quran to be a miracle. What the reason? It doesn't make sense. Any Muslim here? I'm looking at the questions to see if there's any question here. No Muslim disagree? Any Muslim have an explanation? Why the Arab, they are converting to Islam, but they don't believe? Obviously, because he forced them. This is why the day Muhammad he died, tens of thousands of believers became non-believers, and that was a very well-known day. It's called the Day of Apostate. And Abu Bakr, he raised a war. It's called the War of Apostate. If you have a question, you can click at be part of the conversation and you can ask your question. Feel free, please. What about the pilgrims travel to Mecca? Does the Quran mention it? Because if not, would be another pillar next to you see the Quran, he's the Quran spoke about the Kaaba, that you have to go and you have to pray into the direction of the Kaaba. And the Kaaba is a location where every Muslim have to pray to, but the Hajj itself is not really something explained, or there is let us say there's an order to do, but there is some verses speaking about how important the Kaaba, and but how you go, how you do Hajj, how you visit the Hajj, this practice does not exist. What we have simply as an example, the Quran talk about as-Safa and al-Marwa. As-Safa and al-Marwa, which is supposedly part of the Hajj. And the same verse actually, it says, if you speak about, if you go to chapter 2 verse 158, it says that the Safa and al-Marwa is from the let us say the ritual activities of Allah, belong to Allah. So whoever do pilgrimage to the Kaaba, it's not wrong to do so, but it doesn't show really anything in there speaking about that the Hajj itself is like the details of the Hajj, or why you have to do the Hajj, etc. There's nothing about that. All right. Like in chapter 2 verse 150, is speaking about the direction of the prayer for the Muslims. Chapter 2 verse 189 is speaking about the Hajj, but just a word, same as chapter 2 verse 196. It says you do the Hajj, you do the pilgrimage, but how, we do not know. Like it just says how, like as an example, don't shave your head until you do this, etc. But the details of the Hajj is not there. Like, does it say in the Quran that you go around the Kaaba and you kiss the black stone, and the way you pray and the way you do things? No, but it's mentioned the Hajj, yes. Any other question? Anyone? And by the way, when we speak about As-Safa and Marwa, we need to ask ourselves why the Safa and Marwa is part of the Hajj. As-Safa and Marwa, it was a ritual of the pagans where a man and a woman, they had sex in the Kaaba, and supposedly those people, they made a statues for them, one in As-Safa and one in Al-Marwa. And then when Muhammad, he told them to practice it, the Muslims were not happy with it, and they said, why we should practice it? This is not a pagan. So Muhammad, he made a verse saying to them, it is As-Safa and Al-Marwa is from the ritual and the practice of Hajj in Islam. But why? I changed the Muslim to tell me why. Everybody knows that this was part of the pagan belief. Let me show it to you in the screen, so people will not say I'm making things up. Let us go here. All right, this is the official government website of Jordan. Look what it says. The Muslims were they were unhappy with this because this was a pagan Arab used to do it. They used to go between them, and there was an idol atop of each mountain which they used to stroke. All right. So why Muhammad is making this idols visiting is part of his religion? The Kaaba is built by Abraham as they claim, no problem. You have to visit the Kaaba to do Hajj, no problem. As-Safa is what? Any Muslim can tell me? It's obvious that this was a pagan place where there's idols located there, and people, they circumambulate between them, and they go between them round the trip in a certain way, and Muhammad is doing this exactly. And then Muhammad, he's saying that this is considered to be a pillars of the Hajj. Why? Any Muslim can tell me? Simply what Muhammad trying to do, he's trying to make the Arab happy. I'm not taking all your religion and throwing it in the garbage. Here we go. You have the Kaaba, I will keep the Kaaba. You have the black stone, I will kiss the black stone. You have the pagans belief of As-Safa and Marwa, I will keep As-Safa and Marwa. And whatever you have, I will keep. What Muhammad took, he took some idols, but he kept the rest. As-Safa and Marwa is nothing but a shameful behavior, because simply, and by the way, As-Safa and Marwa is a sexual belief, because people believe that As-Safa and Marwa, it was for a man and a woman. Isaf and Naila. Isaf is the guy, Naila is the girl. Both of them, they have sex in the Kaaba. All right. Both of them, they have sex in the Kaaba, and they made the statues for them. Let me show you from the book of Asbab al-Nuzul, which means the reason for the verses to come. Look with me here. The Muslims, they said, we dislike going in between As-Safa and Al-Marwa, because they were the shrines of the Quraysh in the pre-Islamic period, and so we abandoned them in Islam. Allah revealed this verse, said Umar, etc. I asked Umar about this verse, etc., etc. He said there was on Al-Safa an idol in the form of a man called Isaf, and in the Al-Marwa an idol in a form of a woman called Naila. And the people of the book claim that those two had committed adultery in the Kaaba, and as punishment Allah turned them into two stones. This is absolutely a fabrication, because people of the book is the Christian and the Jews. We are not people who believe in the Kaaba anyway, and we have nothing to do with this garbage. But based in all historian books, Islamic books, that it's true that there is a status for Isaf, which is a man, and Naila, which is a woman, and those two statues are naked, showing their private parts with no clothes. And actually this is explained to us why the Arab used to go around the Kaaba, and then they go to As-Safa and Marwa, and they were naked, wearing no clothes. If we go in the hadith, you will see the following. Let me show you. Here we go. When the day of Al-Hamis, when things get so hot not as weather, but like, you know, that it's very exciting, the day of excitement of Hajj. All right, so they used to go around the house totally naked. Do you see it? Why people want to go against the Hajj around the Kaaba naked? Any Muslim can tell us? Any Abdul? Why people they are going around the Kaaba naked? What the purpose? What kind of religion they are worshiping? I mean, what kind of religion they practice? Obviously, this is a sexual religion. In different hadith, it says that we used to go and circumambulate around the Kaaba, and our penis is dripping sperm. Our private parts dripping sperm, which means they are having sex. Let me show you the hadith. Here we go. You see, the translation is very, very funny, because in Arabic it says, just this is why I say Muslims are not truthful. It says here, فَنَخْرُجُ إِلَيْهَا وَمَذَاكِرُنَا تَقْطُرُ مُنِيًا, which mean we go out to the Hajj and our penises is dripping sperm, but I don't see it here. Oh, here we go. Actually, it's here. All right, here we go. We go until we arrive into Arafah, and we will G out with our male organs dripping with the semen. Like, why they are circling around the Kaaba and going to the Hajj, and what do you mean your penis is dripping semen? What does that mean? Why somebody is doing Hajj, praying to Allah around the Kaaba, and his penis is dripping sperm? So we have people going naked around the Kaaba, naked with no clothes. When we say no clothes, no clothes. When strangers, they are not from Mecca, they come to the Kaaba, the old tradition of the people of Mecca, you have to rent from them clothes. However, when you go and circulate around the Kaaba, you have to get naked, and this is how they make money, actually. So you cannot use your own clothes which you came with from different city. So you have to take off your clothes and rent from them clothes or buy from them clothes, and then when you circulate around the Kaaba, you take off your clothes, men and women. And we showed you that in the hadith. And here we go, we see that's you know, people are going around the Kaaba and their sperm is dripping. Like a guy, he had sex with his wife, with my respect to everybody. For how long his private part will be dripping sperm? Like, is that a faucet? Do we have a leak there? You don't drip sperm for an hour and 2 hours. You know, we don't want to speak dirty here, but obviously there's something wrong in this religion, right? Do we have any Muslim don't agree? Someone, Juman is asking, saying, I spoke about a verse in the Quran speak about prostitution. Can Muslims come with different something against it? No, this is the verse in the Quran speaking about prostitution, and that's it. And the Quran obviously saying clearly that you see, if you go to the Quran, there we go, I will go in front of your eyes. The word prostitution is the word al-bagha. And actually by speaking about that, sorry for this, this is the word al-bagha. Bagha means prostitution. Here we go. It's in the front of your eyes. I think it's clear, right? This is al-bagha. This is a prostitution. If we search in the Quran about the word bagha, we will find it exists, but in different verse about Mary. But it's coming as the word baghiya. But the Muslim, they don't, because they are liars when they translate. They don't translate the word accurately. They translate as she was a chaste. All right. Let us see. Here we go. Chapter 19, verse number 20, and chapter 19, verse number 28. This is the word baghiya. The word baghiya simply, Mary supposedly saying, the angel, he told her, how I'm going, he told her, you will have a son. So she said to him, okay, how I'm going to have a son and there's no man touch me, and I am not a prostitute. But baghiya is not only a prostitute, it's a very, very bad word. You know, baghiya, usually those who do the baghi, they use like they used to do like sex parties, like she sleep with many men in the same time. You know, it is very, very like a very open society of prostitution. So the Muslims, because they don't want to use it here, they falsely gave a false translation. So if you click at all the translation you have, you will not see the word prostitute exist. Yusuf Ali, Shakir, Biktal, Muhsin, etc. They say chaste. She was a like am I unchaste? Look how they translate the word prostitute or a hooker in the street language. They translate it as unchaste, but this is not true. This is why actually my coming project I'm working in already. Actually I started it, but I work on it from time to time. Is it translating the Quran? I hope I answered you regarding this. Any other question? We answered the Hajj to the Kaaba. Yes, it's in the Quran, but there's no details of it. Why there is one verse from Mecca and then the next verse from, because the Quran is mixed. You see, the Quran is not really in order. It's up to Uthman how he put it together. That's a good question. Like, doesn't make sense. If Muhammad was in two different cities and he lived there for long, Muhammad, he lived in the Medina for many years. So how come one verse is made in Mecca and then the verse after it is in Al-Medina? It doesn't make sense. Like if Muhammad was going backward forward between the two cities and maybe happening in the same day, we can let it go. But this guy, he stayed there for many years. So how come one day one verse is from Mecca and the other verse is from Medina? Because simply the Muslims are collecting verses and they are pushing those verses wherever they wherever they like. So who remember a verse, guys? Who remember a verse? I remember a verse. What is the verse? You say it. Oh, you know what? We will put this one in the chapter of At-Tawbah. Who else? You remember a verse? Okay, this one we will put it in the chapter of the cow. This is why there's no connection between the verse before it and the verse after it. Actually, there's no real connection. Most of the Quran, if you read, you will see 1 second he is speaking about Solomon, the second after he is speaking about Jesus, the second after he's speaking about different people. There's no connection. There's no connection in the logic. There's no connection in the story, and they don't have anything to do with each other. Like if you go to the chapter of 55 verse 20, this is a verse where Muslims, they like to talk about it. By the way, they say this is a miracle, and we prove it to be a false, right? Where it says that between the two seas there's a barrier, and the salty seas and the fresh one, and there's a barrier. All right, if you go and read the whole chapter, I challenge the Muslim to tell me what the point of the whole chapter. Ar-Rahman Allama al-Quran. Ar-Rahman is the one who taught the Quran. Okay, create the insan, the human. He gave him al-Bayan, which means the ability to explain things. The moon and the sun in let us say in order, and the stars and the trees, they bow down. What does stars and trees bow down? What do you mean the trees bow down? And the sky, he raised it up, and he made the scale. And the scale is simply the one you use for vegetables. The one you use for the weight. This is what he's talking about. This is why he says, and don't misbalance with the mizan, which means the scale for goods. So what does have mizan here to do with the sky? And what does the one have to do with the one before it? And be careful with the scale you use for your goods, and don't make it less weight. Like what this have to do with this? Then he continue, he jump, and the earth and the animals and the people, you know, like what is that? This earth have fruits, palm date, you know. Let me show you like in English maybe, because so you can follow with me better. Seriously, what all of this have to do, like what we learn from this? Read it. There's no point. Allah, he taught Muhammad the Quran. I thought it's Jibreel. Allah, he created the man. I thought this is an old news. Allah, he taught the man how to speak, intelligence. The sun, the moon follow courses. Both they prostrate. What is that? And then Allah, he created the sky, and he set up the balance, and then he says, and don't try and transgress with the balance, which is like something you use in the grocery store when you buy vegetables, you know, to balance the weight. So establish the weight with justice. What does have to what the balance here have to do with the balance here, and what does the grocery store have to do with this? Nothing. And then it is he who has spread out the earth. He makes it flat for his creatures. They're in a fruit and date and palm. That's it. This is what is in the earth. Palm and date and etc. You know. So there's nothing. Then after that, from verse number 13, every one verse and the other one, he kept repeating this. Which in the favor of your Lord you deny. You see it? Here we go. Again, repeat it again. Here we go. Repeat it again. Because he had nothing to say. He just to line up the words. He is out of words. Look, in the beginning he was not saying the same sentence until the verse number 13. And then from verse number 13 he starts saying, and which in the favor of your Lord you will deny. And then he said two words. And then he say the same, which in the favor of your Lord you deny. He is the Lord of the two east. The two east, there's no two east. This is coming from the old legends. There's no two east. Since when we have two east? There's two east and there's two west. According to the old legends, there's east of the winter and there's east of the summer, because they could not explain why the sun rays in certain time early and sometimes in certain time late. Let us say, how did they become long and how did they become short? So the old Arab and the old people, they believe that there is two east and two west. Those are not the same west, because why as an example in the month of August the sun will set down let us say 8 o'clock, and why it's going to set down in the month of December at 4 o'clock? So it must be two east and two west, and Allah is copying the same lie, the same imagination. And then he repeat himself again. Then in what which in the favor of your Lord you deny. And then he has let free the two bodies of flowing water meeting together. Between them there is a barrier which they do not transgress. The Muslims, they say it's a miracle because this is about the fresh water and the salty water, and the proven by science that this is fresh water and salty water don't mix. Actually, the word barrier here is barzakh. The word barrier is a barzakh. You can go right now and check in the dictionary and you will see, and even you can go to Ibn Kathir. Barzakh is a dry piece of land between the two body of water. The Muslim, they say, oh, this is not about dry land, piece of land. But we can prove it, You can take, here we go. This is the word barzakh, right? Chapter 55, verse number 20. Is it clear for you guys? I hope so. If we go right now to Ibn Kathir, Ibn Kathir. Oh, I'm typing in Arab, sorry. Well, still is going, no problem. That's good. Remember what the verse in front of you, so people will not say I'm making up. Chapter 55, verse number 20. All right, 55, 20. This is Ibn Kathir. We go to verse number 55. And we go to verse number 20. Just to show you that Muslims, they don't have really any kind of dignity when they speak about, like, if this is what the Quran is saying, be honest, okay, no problem, the Quran is saying that would be wonderful. But it is not what it's saying. The verse here is not speaking about the water will not mix because they are salty water and etc. It says because there is a barrier, and that barrier is a piece of land. Here we go. This is the verse. This is Ibn Kathir. Read with me. Let me make it more clear in the screen. I hope it's clear. Is it clear enough? I know that this website, the text in Arabic and in English is very small. All right. And it is he who has let free two seas, and this is a different verse, by the way, and the verse we mentioned, both of them, they say the same. The water is sweet water and salty water, and it has set a barrier, complete partition between them. Complete partition between them. What is that barrier? Is it what the Muslim says? It's a miracle, the discovery science? No. Between them a barrier which none of them can transgress. No, this is not what the barrier of the ocean is. Salty water and fresh water, they mix always together. And he has placed a barrier of land between these two types of water. Do you see it? Do you see it in front of your eyes? They have tons of videos about the miracle of discovering that salty water and the fresh water, they don't mix. When the fact in Arabic, the word barzakh simply mean a piece of land which is barrier between both. I will put the magnifier, so here we go, to make it big. He has placed a barrier of land between these two types of water. So why they are lying? Why they are lying? If I take right now, if I take this name of this verse and post it in YouTube, and I will find tons of videos fabricating lies about a miracle in the Quran. From Shabir Ali to Zakir Naik to Didat to all those tomato fabrication and lies. And this is why, actually, if you want to refute Muslims regarding their scientific miracles, I advise you to read my book. In case you do not know, I made a whole book just to refute those claims, which is nothing but a fabrication. This is my book. I will put it for you on the screen. Quran and Science in Depth, you can get from Amazon. So if we go to YouTube right now and search for the two barrier, or between them a barrier, and just type the word Quran next to it, what we will find? We will find tons of YouTube. You see it? Video after video after video, endless videos. All of them speaking about the amazing miracle, the miracle of the two seas will not meet. When in fact it's nothing but a fabrication. This is why I say don't ever trust Muslims saying anything to you. Those people, they've been ordered and they've been taught to lie, and they have no shame of it. Look at the titles. Close up, but they don't mix. Two waters, they don't mix. Actually, the verse itself is a mistake. Anyone knows what a mistake? Because the Quran claim that Allah, as we showed you from Ibn Kathir, that Allah, he put a barrier between the fresh water and the salty water, and that barrier is from land, as we showed you from Ibn Kathir. Here we go, in front of your eyes. All right? Okay. Well, is it true that there's a barrier between them and they will never transgress? Obviously, the one who wrote the Quran, he do not know that the salty water is where the fresh water is coming from. This is why he thinks they don't mix. And not only this, the fresh water, the rivers will go and end in the ocean. So they do transgress and they mix. They mix, big deal. If all the water of the rain stay in the rivers, we will have a flood between our houses, because the rivers is happen to be in the inhabitant area. But the river keep going and going and going until it enters the ocean. It doesn't stay in dry land. All rivers end in the ocean. And then the rain will happen by the sun will heat up the water, and the water will vibrate and go and become a steam, and then steam became a cloud, and the cloud come back and make a rain, and then the rain fell on us, and then we have a river, and the river go to the ocean. So the verse alone here proved to us a very ignorant scientific mistake. So instead of finding a science discovery, you will find a disaster. This is why actually I advise you to read my book, which is called Quran and Science in Depth. And don't forget, after you read it, to make an honest review about it. If you don't like it, give it a bad review. You know, be honest. It's very good, say it's very good. It's very bad, say it's very bad. You know, I have two books for those who do not know, and my third book right now under proofreading, The Deception of Allah, and Quran and Science in Depth. So feel free to read any of them. All right. Do we have any question? If any one of you, especially if you are a Muslim, by the way, I would like to see a Muslim who don't agree with me. Don't worry, you know, like you are here, you are welcome to ask if you are a Muslim, and I promise you I will be nice with you, but I will not be nice with Islam. All right. For us, we believe that Muslims are victims of this religion, and I am not against you. You know, I don't know you, you do not know me, right? All what we want here to find the truth, and the truth will set you free. So if you are a Muslim and you want to prove me wrong in anything I said, feel free, and I will be happy to hear you. You know, like if you go in YouTube and search those miracles in the Quran, and this is my challenge to the Muslims, by the way, I challenge you Muslims to name for me one miracle of your choice. One miracle of your choice right now, right here, and it challenged me to refute it. Challenge me to refute it. A question to Zakir Naik. Universal creation in the Quran. Chapter 22, verse number 30. All right. Let us see what the question is.
Good evening, Dr. Sir. I am Raja, working as the executive, coming from Chennai. Before putting my question, I will tell an example, then I will put a question. Scientists invented a lot of instruments for human beings. For example, Alexander Graham Bell invented telephone. But at the time of Alexander Graham Bell, phone is different model. But in our modern 21st century, we are using mobile. We are sending emails, internet clippings, pictures all over the globe. What I am telling is, whichever the man made, some person can change. But one thing, I understand, though I am a spiritual person, the weekly cycle, that is the...
Go to the topic, man. Let's see what where Zakir Naik will start talking. I don't want to hear this guy. I want to hear Zakir Naik.
My question is, now I am putting, this 7 days cycle is written in Al-Kitab, and the sub-question is there is any order of creation mentioned in Al-Quran? That's all.
Brother asked a question that normally when we invent, a human being invents, give the example of Alexander Graham Bell, who invented telephone, but as time keeps on passing, it keeps on changing, and now we have mobile phone, which is different. But these are human creations. But the weekly cycle that we have throughout the world is a creation of Almighty God. It's made by Almighty God. Therefore, it is followed throughout the world. He wants to know that about this creation of the world, is it mentioned in the Quran? Is it mentioned in Al-Kitab? Brother, let me tell you one thing, that I do agree with you. Human beings, when they do something, they invent, it keeps on evolving, it keeps on improving. Unlike God, God is perfect. He creates something, He can make it perfect, or He may reveal in stages because to the creation which He has created for may not understand. For example, He sent many messengers. The first messenger was Adam, peace be upon him, and He kept on sending messengers, 124,000 messengers. Then last is Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He revealed many messages, many books. Some of the previous books are mentioned in the Quran, the Torah, the Zabur, the Injil, and the final one is the Quran. Not that Almighty God did not know about the Quran. That time the human beings could not grasp the message. So depending upon the level of the human being, He kept on sending a revelation.
Okay, what is the answer now?
They could grasp it. He sent the last and final revelation and sent the last and final message of Prophet Muhammad.
All right, and
now coming to your question of the weekly cycle. 7 days, followed same throughout the world. You said from Sunday to Saturday. The 7 weekly cycle is there throughout the world, but it's not identical. If you go to a Muslim country, Sunday is not a holiday, Friday is a holiday. So it is not from Sunday to Saturday, it is Friday to Thursday.
Friday.
7 days are there. But 7-day cycle is the same, but the days may differ, which is a day for holiday, etc. And similarly, if you read the Bible too speaks about 7 days, about the creation. Even the Jewish scripture speaks about that. Even the Quran speaks about that.
No, not 7
Even
days.
the Hadith speaks about that.
Not true.
Quran mentions in several places that Almighty God, He created the world in 6 days.
So in 6 days, not 7 days.
In 6 epochs. What is mentioned in the Quran and the other scriptures, on the face of it, it's the same. But if you go into details, there's a world of a difference. The way Quran speaks is more scientific.
Scientific.
What the other scriptures speak, it may not be that scientific. For example, the Bible too speaks about the creation of the universe. It says Almighty God created the world in 6 days and rested on the 7th day. That means God requires rest. Quran also says Almighty God created the world in 6 days, but doesn't say God rested on 7 days. Why? Because Quran says in Surah Baqarah chapter number 2, verse number 255 in Ayat al-Kursi, Allahu la ilaha hayyul qayyum, la ta'khudhuhu sinatun wa la nawm, lahu ma.
All right, let us, so what he's saying here, actually I made a video about it already. He's saying that in the Quran, Allah in the Bible says that God he rested, and in the Quran doesn't say he was rested. The fact, this is not true. The word rested in the Bible doesn't mean that God he got tired. That's mean he is done. There's nothing to do. What else? Let us say, what if God did not say in the 7th day rested? So what is next? So the rested here is about that there's nothing to do. However, did the God of Islam physically rested? Yes, and we can prove that. If we go to the Quran, just to show you the fiction Muslims they come with when they try to answer. And by the way, the guy is not even asking about the Bible. He changed the topic. But let us go. The God of Islam, after he finished creation the earth, what he did, he sat in his throne. You can take any translation you want. Chapter 7, verse number 54. Let me see if I can make it more clear. Oh. All right, let us see this. I will show you some verses of the Quran where it says clearly that Allah, after he created the earth in 6 days, what he did, he sat on his throne. Okay, you're saying that the God of the Bible says God rested. Your God, after he created the earth and the heaven in 6 days, what he did, he sat in his throne. Why he sat? Why he's going back anywhere? I mean, are you tired? When somebody sit in a chair, for what reason? And that can be found in many verses in the Quran, by the way. The video before this, just before this, I explain more of this. So I don't want to need to repeat it again. You can watch it. However, what you will find here that obviously the God of Islam, he cannot create the earth and the heaven without leaving his chair to do the work. And this is a proof of false fiction the Muslims they say to us that Allah, he can say things, he can say be is going to be. So in order for Allah to create the earth and the heaven, as we see here, Allah have to leave his chair to this point where he will create the earth and the heaven and work there for 6 days. And after 6 days, he bought a ticket again and he sit again on his chair. So what do you mean he did not rest? This is literally resting, because you are talking about sitting in his chair. Same time, if the Muslim they say to us that Allah, if you want to create something, he say be is going to be. Question: why Allah don't say be and is going to be when he is in the chair? Here, he is in the chair. This is the chair here. This is the chair of Allah. I'm not good in a drawing, right? So don't laugh about my drawing now. My drawing is very horrible, like Allah. We look like a swimming pool one, a swimming pool chair. So Allah is sitting in this chair, all right? How come Allah was not able to create the earth and the heaven when he is sitting in the chair? Aren't you Muslim? They say to us that Allah, if you want something to happen, he say be is going to be. Do it. Hey Allah, say be heaven, be earth, and that's it. But as you see, when Allah was creating the earth and the heaven, he was not on the chair. He went back to the chair after he finished the creation of the earth and the heaven, which means the original place of Allah is the chair, here in this point, the chair. But urgently, because he need to create the heaven and the earth, he had to move from the chair to those places. When he finished, he went back. Question: did the God of the Christians has to move from places to places to do the work? You know, you see, if you go in the book of Genesis, you will see that God says, let be light, and it was light. Let be light, and it was light. God did not need to go and sit in the chair, etc. The chair, you know, when in the Bible, the word throne, it's a metaphorical term. You know, God does not have a throne of chairs and etc. You know, this is not what God is about. Those are terms to understand the authority of God, but God do not need a chair. In the Quran, it's a chair. Actually, in different verses, it says clearly, it says kursi. Kursi, and kursi in Arabic mean literally chair, not even a throne. So if we go to different verse, actually, I was expecting him to talk about something else, but now he took us to this topic. If you go to chapter 2, verse number 255, chapter 2, verse number 255, you will see that the Quran is speaking about the chair of Allah. Some Muslims don't translate even the word, they keep it as it is, as kursi. Why? Why don't say it's a chair? You know, look here, he says he's a throne. The fact in the Arabic doesn't say throne, it says kursi. Let me show you a different translator, and you will see how the translation change. All right. Where is his where is his kursi? I don't see it. Man, the whole thing is gone here. It's gone. I don't see it. Let us see different translation. Victal. What's happening here? Like, where is? Like, I thought I'm clicking a different verse, wrong verse or something. I don't see it. They ate the word. Where is his chair? Oh, he's a throne. See, he's a throne. False. Very false. If we go to Quran 255. Oops, I'm typing in Arabic again. Sorry for that. Just to show you how the translation changed, and that for a purpose. 255. This is different website, different translation. All right, look with me here. This is the word kursi appear here. You see it? Kursi mean a chair. It does not mean throne. I can copy right now the word in Arabic. Here it's hard to copy. I will go there and copy it from there. In front of your eyes. And we will check what the word means. Kursi, here's a chair, kursi. I will copy only kursi. The H at the end, ha, which means belong to him. So kursi. I will click here, kursi. Actually, if I type kursi and I put images without going to a dictionary, this is what you will see. Cheers. It's not a throne. If I type the word arish, then you will see a throne. Arish. Oh, let us go to Arabic. This is why I say always, you know, you cannot really, you cannot trust Muslims in anything. I don't know why it's coming. I want to click and switch to Arabic. All right, now. All right, if we go in Google again and we type the word Arish, that is Arish. See the difference between Arish and Kursi? Arish is a throne, and Arish represents the throne of a king. Kursi is just a chair. So the Quran describes where Allah sat as a kursi. And actually there's a chapter in the Quran, it's called the chapter of the kursi. So when Muslims, they come to something very sensitive, they cannot translate it as it is, because that will make a problem. Allah is sitting in a kursi. Allah is sitting in a chair, not in a throne. So they have to switch the translation from kursi, which is nothing but a normal chair, same as any human being sitting in a chair, to the word throne, which is arsh. And this is why you see the difference between the translation here and the funny, just to show you how much are disparate they are. Look, why he did not translate the word kursi? Because here he is trying to be more honest, but he didn't want to really make Allah look bad, so he keep it kursi. He did not translate it as throne, because this is not will be honest. So maybe this guy is trying to be more honest, but in the same time he didn't want to make it translated as a chair, because then the Muslims might be upset from him, and maybe nobody will buy his book no more. But the fact it is kursi, as you see in front of your eyes, and kursi mean nothing but a chair, just a normal chair. Question: why Muslims, your God, need a chair? If this is a metaphorical, I will take it as a metaphorical, but it's not. I showed you in the other video before that Allah will be carried by 8 angels. If you remember. Oops. There's 8 angels, they will carry the throne of Allah. If you go to chapter 69 verse number 17, 69 verse number 17, we can go right away to save time to the interpretation of this verse 69:17. Here we go. The official government of Jordan. What's happening? Let's go into Arabic. All right, go back to English. Let us go to Ibn Abbas, more details on Ibn Abbas. Okay, read with me. This is not my statement. I'm not the one who's saying that, and this is not my interpretation. And the angels will be upon the side, therefore, the side of what? Here, the word here is arsh, not kursi, but it's the same, obviously the same. In the side of each direction of this kursi or this throne, and 8 angels will be carrying 8 different angels. Each one of them has 4 different faces: a face of a lion, a face of an angel, face of an eagle, face of a lion, and face of a bull, and face of a human. Each angel of those angels have 4 faces. And I mentioned to you before that obviously Muhammad is stating the vision of Ezekiel from the Bible, and he's making it fit with his God. This is an artistic paint about the vision of Ezekiel, and supposedly he is flying in the top of animals who have different faces. Look at it. Obviously he's stealing from there. Ezekiel, he did not fly with those, you know, it was a vision he saw, right? So Muhammad, he take the story, he make it as if it's for his God, and Allah now sitting in the top of the throne, and he have 8 angels, and those angels they are carrying Allah throne, and Allah is in the top of the throne, and that's it. Well, the question is, why Allah need anyway to be carried by angels? I mean, is it this is literally or metaphorical? It's literally, because simply it says it's at the end, at the edge. Even the verse we quote for you, the verse about the kursi, speaking about the size of the chair of Allah. So we have a chair have a size, and the size is described. We have who is carrying the chair. There's 8 angels. We have a physical description of those angels. Each one of them have 4 faces. All right, and Allah is in the top. And look what it says in Arabic. It says وَيَحْمِلُ, and carries. Even in the translation here, they don't say the word carry actually, but the fact in Arabic it says carry. يحمل ويحمل. If we go to different, we go to Al-Jalalain give less interpretation or less explanation. Make it big again. You see, none of them is translating the word carry. I don't know why. The word here وَيَحْمِل. Why? Here we go. Actually, sorry, he does. I apologize. Okay. Will carry the throne of the Lord. You see it? So this cannot be a metaphorical. Sorry, the picture is covering the thing. Let me take it off. All right, do you see it now? The angels, the 8 angels, will carry literally the throne of Allah. So we have a real throne, we have a physical thing, we have Allah being carried physically, literally, and we have 8 carrier. It sounds like a Maharaja coming from India, and those poor people, they are carrying him. So this is not a metaphorical thing. All right, this is literally. And the funny, you will see Zakir Naik saying the Bible says that God rested in the gospel. This is not about rested. This is about God. He did finish the work. However, he just said to us in his video that the Quran says that Allah, he created the earth and the heaven in 6 days. Correct? Well, I guess what? Muhammad, again, Muhammad is the same as a fool person who keep talking, and each time he talk, he make mistakes. The Quran says all over Allah created the earth and the heaven in 6 days. But when Muhammad described the creation of Allah, look what he said. Let me show you. I will find you the hadith. All right. This is Muhammad himself speaking here. This is not Zakir Naik. Abdul, listen carefully. This is not Zakir Naik. Don't tell me Zakir Naik is a person you follow, not Muhammad. We heard him saying that the Quran said many times that Allah created the earth and the heaven in 6 days. Well, read with me. Muhammad talking and taking an oath. He swear by Allah. All right. Allah the exalted, the glorious, or by Allah I'm talking now, created the clay on Saturday. Somebody, guys, take notes. This is day number 1, right? Saturday. And he created the mountains on Sunday. This is day number 2. And he created the trees on Monday. This is day number 3. And he created the things entitled in labor on Tuesday. This is day number 4. And he created the light in Wednesday. This is number 5. And he caused the animals to spread on Thursday. This is number 6. And he created Adam in Friday. This is number 7. But we just heard Zakir Naik confirming the Quran, saying that Allah, he created the earth in many places, saying he created the earth and the heaven in 6 days. Correct? He finished his creation in 6 days. And then he sat in the throne. We just showed you the verse. He created the earth and the heaven in 6 days, and he sat in the throne, which means in the day number 7, nothing left. I just spoke about this yesterday, you know, but look like our luck today to come with Zakir Naik funny stories. Let us continue with Zakir Naik a little bit.
So scientists disagree with the narration mentioned in the Old Testament, in the Bible. As far as the Quran doesn't mention anywhere that Almighty God created in 624 days. The Arabic word yom.
See, he just said that the Quran mentioned nowhere that Allah he created the earth and the heaven in 24 hours days. But his prophet is just saying Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, is those are 24 hours. However, you see, just to give Zakir Naik a big nail in his shoes, look what it says here. Read with me, guys. Just to prove that this is about a day time and normal day time and 24-hour time. It looked like Muhammad, he know Zakir Naik is going to fabricate stories. So Muhammad is helping me to screw Zakir Naik. Look what it says. And Allah created Adam after Asr, which means afternoon, on Friday. You see it? Huh? And then Adam, you know, he said to him, finish me, i.e. between afternoon and the night. But this guy, the liar, he just said that Islam doesn't teach that Allah, he created in normal 24 hours days. You see how much hypocrite liars they are? We just heard it. Allah nowhere in the Quran mentioned that this is 24 hours daytime. So I hope now you understand why when I say you cannot trust Muslims. You cannot. This is a guy who grew a beard, who claimed to be a scholar, who called himself Dr. Zakir Naik, who thousands of people, they come to listen to him, and then when you listen, you find that he's a liar. Any Muslim? Any Muslim wanna have a complaint about what we said? You know, I would like really to see a Muslim who who refuse what we say, and as you see, we don't use. I'm not using like my book, my Bible, or anything. I'm using your books. I'm just using your books. And actually, there's different verse in the Quran. It says, "Huwa alladhi khalaqa lakum ma fil ardi jami'an, thumma istawa ila as-sama." So Allah, in order to create the earth, He have to come down to the earth. And after He finished the creation of the earth, He went up to the heaven again. And this is in chapter of Al-Baqarah, verse number 29. Let me show you. Here we go. Chapter 2, verse number 29. So not only the chair, he go back to the chair. No, he is going up to the heaven. He went down to the earth. Allah, he have to come down to the earth in order to create the earth. Read it with me. Do you see it? Verse number 29. He who created for you the etc., the earth and etc., then he directed himself to the heaven. So what he was when he was creating the earth, he was what doing? Creating the earth. After he finished the earth, he went to the heaven. And actually the translation is not accurate too, because it says thumma. Thumma, he should say and after that. And after that. But I will tell you why they did not say the after that, because that will give a contradiction, because in different verse it says that Allah, he finished the heaven first. Look, all of them, they are coming with the and he directed himself. What he directed himself? They should say and after that. Look, here supposedly is better. He's saying and he then he turned himself to the heaven. So what happened first? First, he created the earth. Okay. He it is who created the earth for you, that all in earth, then, and the accurate translation should be and after that, but anyway, then we'll do it. Then turned he to the heaven. So according to this, everything is in the earth is created when? First, and then the heaven. But this is not the case in this verse. Let me show you. Let me take down this magnifier first. All right. if we go in different verse, we can take any translation you want. All right, you will see first Allah, He created the heaven. Let us make it bigger. Verse number 27. Are you more difficult to create or the heaven above? Allah had constructed it on high, etc., 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 and He made the darkness and the light, etc., splendor, and He made the stars. And then you see here the word moreover, false. It says وَالْأَرْضُ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ دَحَاهَا, and the earth after that He made it flat, not wide expanses, it is flat. So this verse here is saying that the heaven finished and the light and the stars and everything first. And this is a chapter 79 starting from verse number 27. And this is chapter 2 saying the opposite. Allah, He finished the earth first, verse number 29, and then He went to the seventh heaven and He finished them. You see it? You do not need to be genius to know this is a contradiction. This is a huge contradiction. So obviously the Quran maker Allah, He could not remember which day He fabricated his story first. Muhammad, he cannot repeat the same stories twice. And this is the only explanation for Muhammad's story. Like, do you really believe that somebody, he's God, he can't remember which one he created first? The earth or the heaven? Like, what kind of mistake this mistake is? Any Muslim want to answer? Like, do dare Zakir Naik to debate me about it? That will be fun. That will be seriously fun. Anyway, it's already getting close to the middle of the night. I want to say, guys, thank you for being here. Don't forget to share with us our videos and your comment, and share with your friends. If anyone have a question, please, you can send it to me either on Facebook or on Twitter. And our Twitter is Christ is the one, #1. I will show it to you in the screen. So always you can share your questions about anything you have. At the same time, I want to say thank you for those who are sharing with us with donation. We really appreciate you. The few of them who is doing that, still a few is better than nothing, right? So thank you very much, and God bless you, and I hope to see you tomorrow if I can. God bless and take care.